What's going on, everyone? Welcome into another Forward Progress live watch along right here on the Forward Progress YouTube channel, part of the Hammer Betting Network, and powered as always by Pinnacle Sportsbook. We got the game starting at 8:10 on Peacock tonight. For US followers, hopefully you got Peacock. For me, I'm lucky enough. I'm seeing the Peacock stream right now. But what I'm going to do tonight is cut the subtleties and, the niceties, I guess, and introduce everyone at the beginning because we got a game and people want to fire some props. So I'm going to get right into it. As always, line shop these things as best as possible. If you're in Canada, make sure you're using Pinnacle as one of your sports books for that line shopping because of the low margins. I can't recommend it enough. Use code HAMMER if you do sign up to Pinnacle in Canada. But let's pump them and get into it right away. Going to start with the running back situation for both teams. We know Raheem Mostert is active now. Jerick McKinnon's on IR for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm playing both backup running backs over on their receiving yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, receiving yards is should be in the 4.5 range when we get the loading to come up. Let's hope we're still in range. 4.5. Widely available at all prices that I would play right now. We're locking that in for a half unit. Backup running backs. I think with the cold, we're looking for a lot of stuff underneath tonight. Edwards-Helaire probably gets something in the range of 15 snaps or so. And I'm looking at Raheem Mostert. Same thing in the passing game. Receiving yardage in the 5.5 range right now. I'm more concerned about Jalen Waddle finishing this game than I am Raheem Mostert. I think that there's some scenarios here where Waddle is a decoy, but we're locking this in. Pinnacle best price in market. Over 5.5, $50. But I would take this all the way up to minus 115. So make sure you got minus 115 or less with those. Everyone's on the Travis Kelce train tonight. I'm not. I'm fading Travis Kelce. I know Taylor Swift's in attendance. I get it. I'm playing a half unit under on his receiving yards. 59.5 is not widely available, so we'll lock in the 56.5. Obviously, if you have access to the 59.5, go ahead and play it. Stale number. $50 there on the receiving yards and $50 on the receptions under, which is 5.5 at plus money. With Travis Kelce, guy just doesn't have the burst right now anymore. He was very much a focal part of the offense for years. But if we look at what he's done down the stretch, latter half of the season, just not there. Can't get to that price. I'm going there. Anytime touchdown, first touchdown market. Miami Dolphins, Devon Achane, anytime in first touchdown. That's where I'm going. I know if Mostert's in, he's going to get the bulk of the goal line touches. I get that. But when we look at the discrepancy or the disparity between their anytime touchdown odds, with Achane being at plus 210, widely available, and Mostert being in the plus 160 range, I don't agree with that. I'm playing Achane over. Over a half touchdown, but anytime touchdown. And we're going $50 on that. So, $50 on that, Jason. Perfect. And we're also going first touchdown on Achane as well. Now, for the Chiefs, we'll go $10 there, Jason, as well. For the Chiefs, I have no clue. I was going to come on. Someone already mentioned it. Hardman anytime touchdown. That's what I liked for the majority of the day. It has now been bet into place. Let's get the chat involved here. I do want to get a bet on a Chiefs anytime touchdown scorer, so I'm not dick in hand here watching the Chiefs go down the field early on in the game and not having something to root for. We will find the best price. We'll get it in. But throw out some suggestions here. I'll just talk through. I don't like the top of the lineup here. I don't like anything near the top. Pacheco in like minus 120 range. No thanks. I see some Noah Gray. Mahomes does kind of sound interesting to me. But he's like 4-1 in the anytime touchdown market. Oh, God. This is a tough one. What's Mahomes on first touchdown here, Jason? Got 3 minutes. I'm gonna have a panic attack trying to rip a bet really quickly here. Patty Mahomes. First TD. I want to look at first. Not quite there. Not quite there. All right. The chat has spoken. We have enough Justin Watson. We're going Justin Watson. No rhyme or reason whatsoever. Other than that, I'm going to ride the chat tonight at 20-1. Justin Watson will go $10 first TD for a sweat. For a sweat. Doing content and trying to rip a bet at the same time always makes for the best content, doesn't it? I'm sure everyone's just enamored with load up. Come on. Geolocator.
I'm going to jump in and recap for those who missed out while you placed this bet here, Rob. We took, as you just saw, Justin Watson over a half touchdown for the first touchdown, plus 2,000 here, 20-1. We also took Devin A-Chain first touchdown, 12-1. A-Chain anytime touchdown as well, plus 210. We locked that in for $50 there. Kelsey under receptions plus 100, locked that in for $50, half unit. Kelsey under receiving yards, 56.5 minus 107. Lock that in for half unit as well. And then Raheem Mostert over 5.5 receiving yards plus 100. Lock that in for half unit. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 4.5 receiving yards minus 110. Lock that in for half a unit.
The last thing I'll say here is if anyone has the stones to do it, if you have access to Pinnacle in Canada, which a lot of you are watching or a lot of you who are watching do right now, Tyreek Hill is priced, as Pinnacle tends to do, in a two-way market. You can bet him to not score a touchdown at minus 161, which in my opinion is a pretty solid price. I personally price it at minus 174. You have to have the stones. If you want to bet it, it's available to you there. But in a game where the total is 43.5, hold on to your nutsack and rip that as a bet if you have access to Pinnacle in Canada. That's going to be it for me for now. We'll try to look for some live bets as the game goes on. Why don't you do it then? I have bet this already. I'm rooting for Tyreek Hill not to score a touchdown. We tend to just lock in the widely available numbers here so that everyone has access, but I would absolutely make that bet. All right, let's get into it. Peacock game. Jam-packed slate of guests tonight. In the second half, we got Joey Knish and we got Barry Horse. Maybe Barry Horse can tell me what's going on with the price of Bitcoin lately. A lot of fluctuations. I need to know what to do with my funds. He's the guy to talk to. First half, second quarter, the whale capper, Drew Dinsick. But before that, my fellow Canadian, maybe he could tell me about the weather at Arrowhead tonight because he's experiencing the same stuff himself. You know him from Right Angle Sports and the Simple Handicap podcast, which you can listen to wherever you get your podcasts. No relation to Eric Chernoff. It's Adam Chernoff.
Up there. I didn't preset that. I carried over from the guest appearance the other week there.
Eric Chernoff is no longer with us. We suspect he's now changed his name to something else in the chat, but it's been a long time since Eric Chernoff has been around. Very disappointing.
I hope he's here tonight in presence anyway, under a new name.
He is. Yeah. I mean, what's the temperature where you are today?
No, it's only like 8 or 9 below. It was like historically bad yesterday, and then we're above 0 tomorrow. So it's not that bad.
Celsius, I assume?
Yeah.
Right.
Fahrenheit, I don't know what that would switch over to. But
I've been trying to do these conversions all day and whatever. I think we're at like minus 20 Celsius tonight.
What's the coldest you've ever been?
Colder than this. I've been out like in minus 25. Like it doesn't get that cold in Toronto. But right. I want to say the coldest it's been is like minus 25, minus 30. If the temperature is so cold that the dogs step outside and then like turn around, they're like, no, we don't want the walk.
Yeah,
let's get back.
You get the one paw up in the back. Yeah.
So that's the coldest it's been. So Casey's going to get the ball here first as I'm watching the kickoff. We'll try to do as much of a sync up as possible.
Well, I'm behind because I'm away from the TV. I was going to do it from the couch, but I'm going to be lagging behind. So
the first kick landed at the 17-yard line. If you're wondering how heavy the football might feel,
they were saying Butker had 48 going left to right on the TV in pregame.
God, man,
my kick just landed, so I'm like 18, 19 seconds behind.
I don't know what's happening here. I'm watching on TSN in Canada, and they showed the kickoff, but then they cut back to the booth.
I see the three of them as well.
but now they're going back to the game. So the Peacock experience a little bit different. And I'll get a sync up here, but the first pass attempt was to Kelsey over the middle of the field, and it was a very inaccurate throw where he was open and could have made the catch. So maybe the wind, Adam, really going to cause some havoc here. I don't know. I mean, it's only one toss, but
I like that you get the initial reaction and I'm full on replay. The big thing for me is how quick is KC going to get to the line? Because that was a big emphasis in the Cincy game. They switched their offense around and their substitution and play calling, and they were super quick to get to the line. So I'm curious to see when they get out of the huddle.
I got to tell you, Adam, I'm gonna lose my mind. If we're watching this entire game in a split screen with the Peacock $5.99 a month QR code in the top right corner, I'm gonna lose it. I don't know what the hell this is. This bonus coverage until 8:30. This ain't bonus coverage. This is useless coverage. Get it off my screen.
Bonus coverage of what?
I don't know. What is this? We get the booth till 8. I don't want this.
Are they trying to get all the people that didn't know the carryover from NBC over, and then they switch into like the full stream after?
I don't know what's going on, but this is bad, and we need to abort mission right now for whatever the hell this is.
I'm mentally prepared for a fourth quarter drive under 3 minutes for the total. So that's what I'm gearing up for. It's just, there's no way that this goes quickly. I feel like this comes down last drive.
So you're rooting for?
I have the over, and we sent it out as well. So 43.5 was our number.
So pro group's basically taking opposing sides of the 44, which is a key number.
Yeah. And then a competitor of the show sponsor, which will go unnamed, closed 44. I saw late.
Yeah, if it's an offshore, we won't name them, but we can catch the drift of. Let me see what Pinnacle closed at here. For
I think they were kind of expensive 43.5.
That's correct.
Like minus 109 or something.
Minus 109. There you go. Look at you. Even when the odd screen isn't open, you just boom. Yeah. I mean, okay. Countdown for me. I see the play clock at 8, 7, 6, and then the snap goes off.
Okay, you've got to sync up to me if we want to get to that. But I see in the chat people are behind on Peacock as well. So I have no idea how this is going to be a full channel sync here. Okay,
here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to stop when I get a full screen and these bozos get Sims out of here. Who else is that? This is so small I can't even tell who the broadcasters are here.
You've got to go on snap after this Pacheco run. So you got to pause on snap of first down, and then I'll tell you when it's snapped, and then we'll be matched up.
I paused at 13 minutes exactly.
Okay. So I'll tell you when that is, and then you'll start it up.
Yes.
Okay. I'm still in replay. And then so hopefully then the people saying Peacock is behind will sync up as well. Now.
Okay. I'm good.
That came back in a hurry. Holy smokes.
Good. And we got the snap right away to Kelsey.
And now Kelsey's running downfield.
I'm dead on Kelsey. I'm already in orbit to start this game.
Well, you rushed the prop segment. You should just started it at 50, 10 minutes prior, and then eased into it.
I thought about that. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a real good answer for why that didn't happen. As I saw the game start was 8:10, I'm like, yeah, maybe I should go a little bit early, but what are you going to do?
Nah, locked in now. This is like death range for the over because I don't feel like they're going to kick it. And I fear the inevitable 8-minute drive that ends up getting stalled at like the 15-yard line and flipping the field. But that was a very good run.
That was a big run by Pacheco. See, like that, you know, I preach this when I do pizza buffet every Sunday morning, right? But like the lines matter, right? So I'm rooting for Pacheco overs tonight. But by the time we get to showtime, the numbers move like 5 yards, which some people will be like, it's only 5 yards. But that's like a significant move when you're talking about a running back who's priced in the 60s, right? So got to get the early stuff. The late stuff, I still feel like there's an edge there. And, you know, if we do bring up the Primetime NFL account, Jason, we've turned pretty well on the history.
What did it close? Like high 60s?
Yeah, like 69.5.
Another Dolphins injury.
Yeah, we got another one down on the field. No, don't know what that is. But yeah, over time, all time, 5.9% ROI, basically betting at game time and in game. Well, Rashee Rice.
So there's another point out. Well, you maybe jumped ahead of me there. I don't know.
How's this possible?
I just saw Rice catch it, and he's in. I've been kind of harping on it for the last little bit, but every play that I saw in sync there, the Chiefs were at the line with like 16, 17 on the play clock. Like there's this full emphasis to get there as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
because it puts the game in Mahomes' hands. And that seemed like a very quick to-the-line drive with a lot of simple plays, which is what they want.
So this play right here was some sort of busted coverage because Eli Apple, it looks like he's trying to get Rice off to the next defender, and there's no one
didn't
there.
happen. But who went down? Riley before? I don't know if that was an assignment of him or not, but there's trouble in the middle of the field, regardless, with all those guys down.
Well, that was as effective a Chiefs drive as I've seen in a long time. Although the first came down to 3rd and 10, they converted it, but then after that, looked pretty solid. So we're going to see now if Miami can answer, because a lot of this conversation going into the week was about the Dolphins not being used to the cold weather and the explosive offense. How are they going to fare in these conditions?
Did you see the Tua article from the Sun about his hand?
No, I did not.
So he was debating whether he goes glove or not, and I guess he elected to go no glove. And then he said he wasn't sure if he can actually grip the football.
So always great.
That was a real concern that we had, more so than the weather, as that kind of came out, and we're like, well, if you have one quarterback that can't grip it, that's not ideal.
Yeah, one that can't grip it, and then in the case, there we go. He says he's not going with gloves on the field in case it's a mindset. I mean, I mean, I would go for the reality of the situation over the mindset.
It seems like the better move.
It's like the guy at the gym who he's going to squat like 500 pounds. It's a tough guy mindset. It doesn't matter if you can't do it, you can't do it, right? Like oh man, unrelated. Just because they saw it on my screen, they're bringing back this Gronk kick for $1 million at the Super Bowl.
That was the worst promotion of all time. What's been worse than that? I can't think of anything worse.
Honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. They hyped it up so hard last year. Like I thought Gronk was going to make a kick on the field. They were going to bring him out in game.
It was like
pre-recorded thing in the desert.
And it looked like CGI.
It honestly looked fake. To this day, like when I watched that kick, I actually thought it went through. And even as I watched the replay of it from last year, still looks like it went through.
The amount of money they dumped into that was absurd for what it was.
Yeah. I still, and I don't know why they're running it back. Like, honestly, what are they getting out of this?
I have no idea. Zero.
In this day and age where like all these sports books are worried about first-time depositors and, engagement and getting, active recreational players, I don't understand how they're spending so much money on this campaign that literally nobody gives a shit about. Nobody.
No, I completely agree. And then to pay the spot to put it on the commercial for what? I don't understand it.
I'm still not convinced. Honestly,
it doesn't look like it did. It really doesn't.
It feels like it might have been AI generated. It feels
100%. And like they put all this effort into it, and the best camera angle they had was from like 80 yards back, slightly zoomed in.
Something wasn't right there.
I'm out on the kick of destiny.
I'm not in on it. I'm definitely not in. Somehow I've worked myself ahead of you. I don't know how that's possible. I press play.
I'll tell you when there's boot to ball on the kickoff here.
Okay, so I'm gonna snap it or pause it exactly when there's boot to ball.
Okay, and then I'll tell you when I see it on mine. It's lining up.
I just paused right now.
Ready now.
Okay, we should be good now.
I have no idea. I don't know how you jumped ahead there, but
I'm hearing from fellow Canadians that CTV has a feed without the bullshit second box right now as well. For anyone in Canada who's watching it, CTV has that feed.
Mine, I've got the zone here in the office, and it went away from that. So
did mine right now. I'm hoping we don't go back to that.
Let's see what happens. Healthy O-line for the Dolphins here. Do they go run heavy, or are they going to let Tua fire?
I think I personally think we're going to see a lot of dink and dunk from Miami. That's my thought. I don't know how healthy Waddle is, but I think he's somewhere between decoy and semi-healthy right now.
Well, decoy might be enough after how much they missed him last week. I mean, it looked completely different.
Yeah. So we got a 1-yard run to Mostert in the early going.
Quiet chat. What's everybody doing?
Yeah, it's a little bit unusual. Let's see if I can pinpoint who I think is Eric Chernoff and if he's around tonight. I don't see that. I don't see it. Yeah, what is everyone doing? We got to talk about that Texans game afterwards at some point as well.
Sure.
Because
I dodged a lot of potential landmines in that one.
I was opposite, where I probably should have won a lot more.
Okay.
Than I did, which is an unfortunate situation. I'll be very so if KC wins this game, that's going to mean we get Texans at Ravens. Not necessarily. Which
is also another rematch for D'Amico because they played in like September.
Yeah, and that's I think one of the talking points is going to be CJ Stroud outdoors. I think might come up.
Okay.
Stemming from his time at Ohio State, where he was, at times struggled with bad conditions. That game against earlier in the year, was that week 1, Houston, Baltimore?
It could have been. It was early September.
Yeah, week 1, Brink says. And there was another game where Houston played on the road in bad conditions and Stroud struggled, which I have to look up.
What was that? He didn't play against the Jets, did he?
I think it was the Jets game.
It might have been. That was really ugly conditions.
Yeah.
That was when I guess he got concussed during the game, maybe.
True. He was 10 for 23 for 91 yards in that game. Davis Mills came in and threw 5 passes. So yes, I think it was like a late concussion.
Is this going to get there?
Ooh, no. It looked like it had a chance.
It really did.
Early going.
Run pass there down 7 seems counterintuitive to what McDaniel should and wants to do. That was surprising.
I don't think that you can see the regular Miami offense in these conditions. I don't think the downfield pass is going to be there today. And especially not with Tua. He just doesn't have the arm to cut these conditions, I don't think. But the Chiefs, if they go up, they are known for playing soft as well. It's all those, it's those years like, oh my God.
Kicking a frozen milk carton there. Holy smokes.
Wow. When I was on Pizza Buffet this morning, the vast majority of the chat was basically saying, we hope the Chiefs win by margin tonight so that we could get a better number on Bills against Chiefs next week. That was the
Do you buy that?
No, I don't think that's going to change things, honestly. I don't.
What is it open?
Small, very small favorite.
I was going to say 2.5.
Yeah.
And so the hope would be that I mean, there's the Bills offense the last 5 weeks, and I know they got pretty unlucky against Miami, but it's fully defense driven.
Yep, agreed.
Fully defense driven. We'll see. They caught a pretty big break here with this postponement. Not because they're still not going to win, but that gave Pittsburgh a big out if that was going to be played tomorrow in those conditions as it was forecast.
However, they caught a break for this round, but should it be Bills Chiefs? Chiefs have 2 extra days of rest.
Sure.
And prep for that as well.
Do you advocate for all of the games same day, same time, like Premier League style, or do you like how it's spread out?
I like how it's spread out. I heard your rant. I listened to Simple Handicap on Monday, and I heard your rant about the way that the format is with and the only thing that could be better for you is a triple header Saturday, triple header Sunday. I totally agree with that. That's what I would like to see as the wild card weekend format. I understand the reasoning for Monday Night Football. You stretch it to 3 days, a little bit more money, probably get more viewership for that than you would a Saturday 1 p.m. time slot. but that's the only thing I'm advocating for.
Okay. Not unreasonable.
Mm-hmm.
We need some disagreement here. Everything's been too pleasant.
Just two nice Canadian guys.
Yeah, it's just way too pleasant of a live stream here.
100%. Two nice Canadian guys, and that's it. Producer Jason in the chat says, don't forget to hammer that like button. Absolutely. Make sure that you do smash that like button down below. What are we at here? I like to 62. I mean, that's not bad, but we got over 200 watching right now. It's going to pick up as the game goes on as well, per usual. It's unacceptable.
Jonathan said he got Mason Rudolph 300-1 most pass yards. 300-1. I'm not doubting it, but that seems like a massive number.
Kanish got 200-1 and was bragging about it today when the game moved.
Does it do no voids or any switches to that? That at a legal book?
That was at a legal book.
Unnamed?
Yes.
Perhaps a green one?
Perhaps it could have been.
Perhaps a green one. Okay.
But like, here's the thing, like, you know, he's victory lapping the game moving. When he posted that pick on Twitter, the total in the game in the Bills game was 35.5. It's now 37 with the move to Monday. It's not like he extracted some maximum value out of that. In fact, like, I still don't think Rudolph can throw in those conditions well. Like, the conditions are still bad. They're just not extremely bad.
Okay, question. Was that number, because it was like 39.5, 40. Was that people who got the over? Because I'm guessing folks took the under initially, took the over back. Is this now the under coming back the other way from the same people that took the over?
Like a middle, you're just suggesting a middle from someone.
Like the other way, or like an additional setup for a middle. Like, I didn't feel like a legitimate under move after that, was my take.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Third and
I
6.
can see your point of view. Wow.
Deep shot. Come on.
Oh, did you see that ball die?
Yeah.
What happened there?
I don't know if it was, what was he pointing at to go?
Like, go up and get it? Or like, I don't.
Yeah, that seemed weird at the end. Something happened there.
That was Hardman. He was wide open. It looked like he expected it. It just looked like he didn't read the ball.
He lost it. He lost it. He lost. Watch his eyes on his head kind of dip. He doesn't know. See, he looked down.
Yeah. He did. I don't think he actually knew that ball was there till like a second before it hit the ground.
Yeah, he lost it on the way. This is a killer punt.
Let's see what this punt looks like. That one's not bad.
Oh, long field now.
Are you ahead right now on the total? You have to be, right?
It'll be close.
Probably
like 45.5 now was my guess.
Pinnacle's got 44.5 right now.
Yeah. That punt was a killer. You probably needed another score. I never know. I know it's logical to look at the in-play totals when you have a total, but I never know if it's actually indicative of what, like, you know what I mean? Because it's so dependent on field position when you get like a 2-3 point swing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I did notice this and laughed. Mike McDaniel, who's now
the similarities are apparent. Yes,
of course, the most handsome coach in the NFL. There's no denying it. We've heard it a million times.
I'm going to step in and say that's my suspected Eric Chernoff burner.
Which one?
The one we just
Miss Itchy Boots. I can't. Nora Lee Itchy Boots something. I don't know.
the similarities in the vocabulary are striking. I showed
that's
punctuation similarities as well, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Yep, a lot.
And the way that he refers to the Hammer creators. I've been doing some digging the last couple of weeks. Let's just say that. I'll leave it at that.
Well, there we go. Accusations being thrown around on the stream.
Intuitive, yes.
You ever known an Eric Chernoff out of curiosity?
No, not an Eric specifically. There's been a couple others in the area, but not much.
Just wondering if it's if there was any. No, good. I mean, there's some controversy happening now. Jason, our producer, is referred to as porn guy. He does consume a lot of adult content.
No, that's not true. I don't even know how this started.
If it's out there, it seems
it's like it's
true.
One guy just commented this, that he said I looked like someone who does, and then now apparently I do. So
yeah,
who knows?
Well, I made reference to an adult film star, and Jason immediately knew who I was talking about, and it was the male actor as well, which you need to really be in tune.
Big tell.
Yeah,
hard to just know that by happenstance.
Yeah,
he's my doctor too. That's why. But Dr. Johnny Sins. But yeah, I just have a question for you guys. TA kind of brought this up in our. We have like a forward progress group chat where with our like the Hammer creators.
I got cut out of that chat. One guest appearance, and
that was the Wednesday one, but we have a larger one.
Yeah, and TA kind of we've been talking about this throughout the year and how the Kansas City, the lights at Arrowhead potentially affect receivers on the field because they're so bright. Do you guys have any intel or thoughts on that at all?
That could have been a lights play right there. It easily could have been because he was looking up and it didn't look like he had any friggin' clue the ball was there. So very possible. And I'm
trying to think. I don't know if there's anything specific on that I've heard, but when I saw that play, you don't usually see receivers' eyes move like that. So something happened there for sure, which could be. But now that you mentioned it, there's something that sounds familiar.
Well, that was one of the theories behind the primetime
the lower
unders.
scoring. That's it. Yeah. Who it was like a Barnwell post or someone like that
someone
had
tweeted it, I think, right? Like,
yes.
I tried to find it on Twitter. I couldn't find it. If someone in the chat can.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah. I'll try and find that right now.
There's so many of these things that happen throughout the course of the season where it's like a note in some random week at a weird time, and then you have to like fight to remember it late when it's actually going to matter. And then it's like, shit, how did I forget about that?
Totally. Two random things I noticed from the Browns-Texans game today that I just have to bring up for no reason other than I noticed them, and I'm curious if anyone else noticed them. I saw that they just introduced the Chiefs defense here with like 7 minutes left in the quarter. Did you notice that they introduced the Browns defense with like 9 minutes left in the second quarter?
Super late. Yeah.
Like they just forgot to do it. And then someone's like made an executive decision. We're still going to do it at this point.
Yeah. It was the similar tweet. You beat me to the Booker T reference. I was thinking the exact same thing that you tweeted when it happened.
That was the second one I wanted to talk about. But that was one of my favorite tackles in the history. I don't even know the physics of how that happened, but he just kept spinning on top of him. That was crazy.
No idea.
Crazy.
But I know it hearsay after the fact, but Flacco post hit did not he could have visibly and physically banged them up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at it. I have no idea.
The physics of it, I just don't. Oh, man, that's too good. Tua rolling left, using the legs. Did he get the first down?
It was weird because he had the ball in his right hand for a second.
He must have got. There's no way he didn't get it there.
Especially after he switched back to the left.
Yeah. He did.
For those with the over, this feels like a crucial drive.
It does. Just so, Jeremy, so you know, we're trying to sync up mine and Adam's broadcast here so that we're in tune. I don't want to be spoiling the game for anyone except Kanish. I will be well ahead of Kanish, and I'll keep it that way because I want him to suffer when he comes on in the third quarter with us. But I wouldn't do that to you, Adam.
If somebody's behind where we are now, I would be surprised. I think we're probably the latest feed there could be.
Yep. Very possible. Who is that? Who caught that ball?
Achane
and Wilson both have a catch. I need the Mostert catch. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, I saw you got 4.5 on Allaire. What was the Mostert number?
5.5.
It's basically a yes/no at that point.
There's certain guys that have been really good to me this year on these streams. Achane has been one of those guys. No one can compare to Colby Parkinson, though, of the Seahawks, because every time I got a Seahawks game, I bet him over a half catch, and he came through big time. That's a fumble. They call that incomplete.
It's down to 40.
Woo, I don't know, but they called
that going to. It kind of looked pass-ish, like off of the setup.
You think there was gonna be a second pass on that play?
Kind of had the look of it with that lead blocker.
If they attempt a pass in these conditions with a running back or a wide receiver, I don't even know what to say.
There's no way McDaniel's punting here. Like, this seems 4 downs from this spot.
I agree. Man, it looks so cold. Did you do You Bet or You Bet this week?
I did.
Did Nick ask you how much you'd have to get paid to be in attendance at this game?
He did, and both of you were out of line. Him especially. But I would have. I said I would do it if you gave me good seats.
Oh my God, are you joking me?
Well, like it would. Oh, no, that's a killer penalty. I mean, why not?
Why not? This is misery. This is a misery.
Like, Celsius, what is it? 25 below?
Okay.
So you check on the thermals, you check on the long underwear, maybe a scarf if you want to keep the mouth dry. But I mean, it's not awful.
People think that all Canadians are the same and whatever. We get lumped in the same bucket. The temperatures where you are very different where I am. I could never do it.
Well, not anymore, but yes.
Yes, but when you were in Alberta, like, I could not. Oh boy,
pick.
That was
it's not bad. It's not the worst for the over.
No, that's fine. It's the same field position basically. Chiefs get the ball. I don't even want to go to NFL games when there's like when the indoors. I guess that's different though, because that's typically like I get invited all the time, right, on a Sunday. Oh, come down here. I'll take you to the game. I don't want to miss all other games on a Sunday. This is a standalone game. It's different. But I don't want to go outside in this game at all.
The Als Riders Grey Cup like 15 years ago was minus 15, minus 10-ish. It was a phenomenal time. There's something about the cold and the journey to get there and sitting through it that makes the experience like a lot better.
I have to fully agree with you. I had the privilege of going to that Buffalo New England game 2 years ago when it was like just
the Monday Night Football one.
Yeah. It was. I'm not even kidding you. When we drove in, we were an hour out. There was nothing going. Like there was nothing happening. Like weather-wise, we're like, what's everyone talking about with this weather? And like literally right when we were an hour out, there was like a wall. It was literally a wall of snow. It was like Game of Thrones. It was the craziest thing. And just the tailgating with the Buffalo fans. Just it was freezing. Like literally, the beer would freeze if it fell out of if you poured it out of the can. But it was a great experience. Honestly, a great experience. You just have to get like Adam said, the long johns, hand warmers, scarf, toque, just triple layer, and you're good. And those hot paws, those are clutch. Those
amazing. And I was never an advocate for merino wool, but that's real. Like what it does, it's incredible. I never thought it was a real thing, and that changes everything.
So I went to 2 MLS Cups in Toronto, back-to-back years.
Those were cold, right?
Yeah, and those were, I can't remember. I think it was like late November.
Yes.
Okay, but it was, the first one I went to was 0 degrees and a little bit windy. And I was very underdressed. I wore a winter jacket, put my hands in my pocket. I was not prepared for what I went into, and that was insufferable. So the next year, I'm like, I'm not making this mistake again. The game's going to be even colder. Doubled up on socks, doubled up on gloves, layers, or whatever. I still stood there and froze. And if we had lost again in that game, I might have considered jumping from the top bleachers, which I was, because I was so miserable and upset for the majority of that game. It went to extra time and penalty kicks. I'm like, for God's sake, somebody just end this game in extra time. Someone score. There is no chance I can do this. You could call me soft. It's entirely fair and true, but I'm not going to this game. You'd have to pay me an extreme amount of money to be there. There's guys with their shirts off there. Are these people insane?
The shirts off stuff is like you're trying to prove a point you don't need to prove, but
yes,
I think it'd be a great game to be at. And there's something too, but you're outside in that temperature and you got a beer going or 2 on the go. It's pretty nice.
Yep. Well, I know Eric Eager could have been at this game tonight or Lions-Rams tomorrow, and he made the decision to go to Lions-Rams.
The entitlement from Chiefs fans, though, to just like casually choose to sit this out because you get so many playoff games and you're expecting another one, that to me is outrageous.
So this is very interesting in the chat. Jonas says, every playoff game should be played indoor. Don't need these illy conditions for playoff ball.
I'm guessing he means silly.
I thought that as well.
I picked up on that one.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree.
No, come on.
I don't disagree.
Every game should be outdoors.
Well, I only don't disagree because if they were all indoor, then Peyton Manning would have more Super Bowls than Tom Brady, and that's the only reason I agree.
Listen, when we get to next season and it's week 2 and there's a game in Miami and it's 125 degrees, I want all of the people that are talking about how unsafe this is to be advocating for heat wave sickness and all the death that causes too. Because I've never seen that in 15 years. And everybody's the one day of cold. You can't get away from that. I want everyone who says that to come back in September and advocate against being outside in the heat.
That's a nice little edge too, the way that stadium is set up and the visiting team in the dark jerseys on the sideline that gets all the sun.
Oh yeah, completely safe and healthy. But you can never say anything bad about the heat. But it gets a little bit cold, and you're like, oh, shut her down. Let's move everything indoors.
Who was the best quarterback at their peak? Doesn't have to be Peyton or Brady.
Sanchez, late 2010, 2011.
Here
the Jets.
Chad Pennington, Vinny Testaverde. What other Jet do you want to throw out there?
I mean, it sucks to say, but it's probably not a debate that it's currently Brady, and Mahomes is the one guy that could probably negate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think, like, peak-wise, you can make an argument for Aaron Rodgers? Like, just at, like, the best, like, they've ever played, like, in just, like, one instance?
At their, like, absolute top form in their career? I think you can make an argument for Rodgers. I think you can make an argument for Breeze. You can make an argument for Manning. You can make an argument for anyone.
Highlights look different than both of those guys. There's something about that drop and hop in the pocket with the flick that just comes off as, like, way more spectacular than just pure Brady throws downfield.
Yes, but remember, like, the days where Manning was just dissecting these defenses with just going up to the line, sending guys in motion. He did all this stuff long before anyone knew what to do. Like, he knew the defense that was going to be run and exactly where to go with the ball every time. It looked so easy for so long for him.
The one part that I'm a little disappointed with was I wasn't smart enough. I'm arguably still am not, but I wasn't smart enough to appreciate how great that was in real time. Just because I was like 2005, I was 12. I don't know.
Right.
But like I wish that I could have appreciated Manning in his prime like I am now appreciating Mahomes, because I think I would have viewed it differently. So there's some bias in that.
Did you appreciate Tony Romo in his prime?
Well, some tough years to go through. They showed the Seahawks highlights again. You forget about some of these plays that you're watching, and then they come back, and you remember where you were watching them like 20 years ago, and you're like, oh my God, have things changed?
So this break, we're at a break right now because Eli Apple is injured, who was filling in as a starter for Xavier Howard. It gets pretty thin after that, Adam.
Oh, I mean, it's already so thin that you can't even, like, what is the expectation going forward?
Yeah, I don't know. For me, the expectation was never anything. We have
I know.
We have G-Stack George here at Forward Progress, who's the biggest Homer Dolphins fan on the planet.
He's kind of pushing it too far. I've seen some clips, and it's like he's going a bit too far. He
really believes these things, which is sad. He's not just doing it for the sake of content. I have to step in sometimes and be like, it's okay, George, to admit that your team has some faults.
Feinberg with the Chargers has like the line of like he when he goes too far, he dials it back with like some reality on the other side.
Yeah,
George, I feel, is very there's no filter.
Yeah, it's tough. If this wasn't a regular season game, if this wasn't a playoff game, and it was just a regular season game, I'd be hearing next week about this the cornerback depth for the Dolphins and how like Nick Needham is an underrated player or something like that. He could step into a starter's role. I still have touchdown here. The Cowboys lost to the Dolphins. I still have to wear the Dolphin costume. I will do that. I'm a man who upholds his bets. It'll happen at some time.
Nathan says garbage time over incoming, and I agree. And I don't know if there's other people in the chat that watch games this way, but I feel like things this like end of quarter, start of quarter, you know when you have an over and it's a spot like this where there's a minute 30 left and you don't get the score and it goes to break and then they end up scoring and there's like 11 and a half minutes left in the second quarter versus just getting it now. Like once it goes into the quarter break, you just feel like you're in a much worse position than if you get the quick one now. I have no idea why that is, but that's unbelievable, Kelsey. Is he hurt or no?
Well, he's washed, is what he is. I'm with Ryan on this one. He doesn't.
Too easy, man.
That's tough. It is extremely cold, but that's right in his hands. I mean,
but this is 2 months now.
Yeah, I think Kelsey is gearing up for life after football. He's in that mode already. The podcast with his brother, the Taylor Swift stuff, the Pfizer commercials. You know, he's
okay. What's your take on player podcasts? Because there is a lot now, and someone's got to do a get it.
Oh, you got it. He reached bad spot, ref.
Review it.
Bad spot.
That's a bad spot.
Throw the flag, Andy. Throw the flag. What do I think of player? I can't. I don't know if I don't have an opinion. I don't know if he will. He's got it. He's got to challenge it.
No, they're going. Oh boy, this is significant.
What would count as a player podcast to you? Are you talking about like podcasts with players that are currently playing, or like guys who retired?
So like active ones. So like Tyreek Hill had that one. I just saw. Yeah. Well, here we got to talk the fourth down here. I'm shocked they didn't challenge that. And then they burned the timeout. Why?
See, but why? Just use the challenge,
right?
If you're going to burn a timeout.
I mean, everybody saw him reach from the sideline. You're right there. Surely you know that you're going to throw the flag on this. So it's the 10.5, or is that?
Oh, okay. I don't know if it would get overturned.
Okay. Well,
because we were wrong. I think I was wrong in real. I think the camera view in real time, it looked very clear.
Oh man,
he's short. Good. I mean, listen.
This is the drive I was fearing. You can't tell.
You can't tell. Yeah, it's close enough where maybe the tip of the ball got there, but they're never overturning that.
Man, they need the white lines on the nose of the football like CFL.
Yeah.
This is the exact drive that I was fearing when you came on, because they're obviously not going to kick it in the temperature and the conditions.
Yep.
And then you get this is basically the game, and the chat's going to blow it for me because they're ahead. But
yeah,
you know what else? As we get to things that irritate me, there he threw the challenge flag. Why he didn't throw it before I don't know.
So now they're going to lose 2 timeouts instead of 1.
There's a very popular app in Canada that tells you what the score of the game is. Yeah. And there's a live chat feature attached to it. And it's full of folks sitting in there just, touchdown, interception, block, like who has time to do that? It's constant all day.
I fought against this feature for a year. I used to work we'll throw out the company, I don't care. It's the Score.
Why don't I
used to work for the Score.
With the yes.
I was the product manager for the Score for years. That app was my baby. Like from scratch. I joined when it was BlackBerry only. I built the iPhone and the Android app. Upper management was ramming that chat feature down my throat for years. And my whole response was like, it's just going to be a bunch. We have a lot of user base. It's going to turn into a disaster when people are just going to throw shit in there and we cannot moderate it. Lo and behold, that's the exact thing. It's just a bunch of people, insane people, making up stuff that's happening in the game.
Who has time to do this? Like, I can't imagine what you're doing where you have that much time to just fire things in the chat.
Oh, man.
So they got the first down on the overturn. Are they now going to bring the sticks in, or what's happening here?
Am I losing my mind? Am I blind? Seriously. This is a real question. I didn't think that there was any view where they were going to overturn that. I thought it was really close. But I didn't think that was going to get overturned. In real time, I thought that was a first down. Then on those replays.
I'm with you.
Okay, I guess I'm blind as well.
Like and this is where we get, like, I feel like this, oh boy. Direct snap to Pacheco.
You love those Wildcat snaps, huh?
It just opens the door for so many things to go wrong. I watched the Dolphins Wildcat highlight. It's for whatever in the For You on Twitter came by the other day from what was that, 06 or 07?
Big mistake setting Twitter to For You, but that's a story for another day.
Man, that was to look back on that and to be like, oh my God, this is so innovative and how amazing it was. How quickly that has died.
Yeah.
Is something.
For me, the only time I ever use the For You section on Twitter is when we're going to do a tweets that trigger us on Circles Off, and I need material. Because my following, I've cut out a lot of the fluff now. I'm following people that I want to follow for the most part. A few people that I'm scared to unfollow because they'll take it too personally. I'm like, all right, I'll just let them, But the For You section, holy shit, man.
The madhouse.
I get in there and I lose a year of my life just reading like 5 tweets. I don't know what it is.
I'm with you.
I can't do it.
Nathan's saying this drive is destined to be a field goal. You feel these drives building up, and I mean, how long has this been now? It's got to be over 6 minutes, I think, by the time they got it, kind of late first quarter. These are just killers.
Pinnacle live total is over 43 minus 128. So you're
right on the number. It's coming down to the last drive.
It is coming down to the last drive. I don't even have a touchdown score to root for.
Similar when the Chiefs played the Colts in 2018 in the divisional that was like cold and rough. The Chiefs scored a running touchdown to put it away with like 2.5 left. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. I remember that.
Where's Whale?
Yeah, he's here. Let's bring him in. I like to make him wait. Oh. No, I didn't know. I saw Drew backstage, but he was like this, adjusting something or whatever. I'm like,
should have came in earlier.
I'll give him like 30 seconds, get whatever he's got to get done. And
I was trying to find my remote. Like, do you guys know where this game is on TV? Right, somewhere. I can't find it. It's on TV, right? I'm looking through every channel. Like, what the hell's happening here?
I don't actually know if you're joking or not.
Yeah, I can't tell. I thought you were joking.
Dude, every freaking podcast I did for NBC this week, it was the Peacock game. Yeah. And it was like, yes, all right, the Peacock game. Let's go.
How many people do you think scanned the QR code? I'd love to know stats on this.
Dude, if we got a kickback for people who downloaded Peacock from our podcast or from our QR code, I would love to know. But I mean, honestly, like there has been less belly aching than I expected, which makes me think people are just like, oh, okay, yeah, I just got to get this app and put it on my smart TV. Okay, bye. All right, fine. Like, I think that was kind of the common experience for most people. And honestly, I think anyone who's married, your wife already figured out Peacock, because the Bravo Real Housewives franchise has taken over every 30 to 50-year-old woman's life, to the tune of, if you don't have Bravo, I don't know, you're missing out on all of the best of. You're not getting the behind the scenes, below deck. You're not seeing sexy Miko, hitting on the fourth stew. You're missing out. So I ultimately I think a lot of people were easy to find this.
Snap that was.
Easy to find this.
Oh my God. Horrible snap coming out of the quarter here. Horrible snap. And also, like, Drew, a lot of people.
Rob's ahead of me. Wow.
Ahead of you.
By a decent amount. You're way
Me and
ahead.
Adam are like, we paused to get.
I synced it up.
You're way. You're way ahead of the planet right now, because
I'm just now seeing
Mahomes
navigate the nonsense that was that down.
Did they kick or go for it? What are they doing? Kicking.
It looks like there's Butker's on the field.
I would run a ring around the Rosie play here.
Remember
that? This down and distance, this part of the field, this feels like ring around the Rosie to me. I would go. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like you only get to play the Dolphins in the playoffs once, so
It is what it is. I think what's making this Peacock game easier is people experience this already with like remember when the first Prime Video Amazon Prime game happened on like Thursday night and everyone's just like caught off guard and whatever. I think people experience that and it's kind of helped them through this a little bit. Sure. My only complaint, Drew, in the early going, we had this like split screen going on where there was the studio talking about what was going on in the game for like 5 minutes or so. I was like, get this out. Like, just give me the game. I don't want this. But they had to get the QR code up.
Is that what was happening?
That's what was happening.
My logic was that people were watching the main feed and didn't know, like the joke you were making. They're like, oh, I got to scan.
All right. Well, hey, I guess before kind of getting into the interesting topics I had on my mind, congratulations to both Rob and Adam for incredibly successful regular seasons. Well done, man. I feel like in general, the smart and good publicly facing handicapping community had a great year. Why aren't we all buying islands? What happened? What happened, guys?
I don't know. It's hard to win at sport. I know Spanky responds to people on Twitter and tells them how easy it is to win at sports, but it's hard to win at sports. Like, it's very competitive nowadays. And I did well in the public appearances for sure this year, which is always nice. I think Adam can echo a lot of what I'm saying, and maybe you too, Drew. But like any pick I give out publicly, I sweat so much more than my actual like large bets. It's very indescribable, but that worked out. For me, it was honestly just like a 5.
Yeah, you guys both hit like 60% on the stuff you gave out, though. Like, we're talking NFL sides.
It worked very well.
Why are we doing this? why are we just drinking tiki drinks in Tahiti today, guys?
Well, you never know what's coming next year, and taxes. That's coming up soon. So that's not ideal.
Are coming up. That's a good point.
Somehow those always get omitted from the conversation.
Yeah. No, I'm like kind of like just personally tilting because I had my first of all, like middle of the season, like a quarter of the season through the middle, like 2/3 of the season, I ran like freaking sun god nonsense. Like, I had no idea how I got lucky as I did. Incredible run in contests. Think I was like 63% or something. That was good enough to just lose a little money. Like, it's like top 100 in Circa Millions. You get a little less than $2,000 back, which is less than if you had max entered the contest by $3,000. If you need someone to do the math for you.
Get in. Over's live. We're back in it. No,
I bet.
What's flag?
No, it's PI. It's got to be DPI. 100%. It's got to be McDuffie DPI. He came back on him.
I feel bad. I drew off twice here with deep shots.
Oh no. You guys are watching live game action and commenting on what people are here to talk about. I'm just vamping.
But I agree with you.
I just saw it now. Yeah. Apparently Tua just So
are you going to play Millions next year? Or are you just going Survivor? Because I have strong thoughts on that.
I'm going to play Millions, but I'm going to rethink the max enter being a plus EV move. 100%. I just assumed max enter was good, but like the number of people who just ran good and had multiple entries hit the top 100 and pushed everybody else down was tilting. The number of people who like specifically pivoted to just going for booby prize and made the booby prize tougher to get was tilting. So yeah, I mean, it's a tough, it's like, and I don't know if it was just a weird year where, like everybody who has a pulse, like everything happened to work out well. So everybody did well. And that's just why it was so competitive. But like, freaking hitting 64% when you're playing because I was playing a contrarian strategy all year. Like I was literally like, these are going to be the most picked plays because this is the steam. Like you like literally picking, like going outside of those to try to hope that the pool, comes back and you can, kind of distance yourself. Like going 60 whatever percent with that strategy was not good enough to, make money, and it's tilting.
You need like the 1 in 100 season to make it big.
Yeah. That and like but yeah, like the five entry thing I thought was going to be ultimately good for their players who were doing things right, but I think it was bad.
This is going to sound.
Oh, no, you're going to say something bad about Circa.
No. I love that they do these contests. I really do. But it's going to sound arrogant, whatever. I don't care. The prize pool relative to the Survivor, let me put it that way, does not incentivize me enough to pay it. I know it's $1 million first prize, but like I literally spend 5 minutes making my picks for Circa Millions, and it's like right towards the deadline. And I really think about the Survivor a lot more, especially when you have 10 entries to start the year and how you're going to deploy those. It's just doesn't feel worth my time because of the disparity in the prize pool.
Was it fair to say that the prestige of winning it is not equal to like a World Series? Not like I would know, but like, you know how the poker bracelets at the World Series were like the big deal within the community? I don't know if I feel the same with the Millions winning.
Yeah, I mean, because the blue, if we're being honest, the blue blazer, like I'm not gonna wear that. It's ugly.
Oh,
it's like a play on the
blazer,
Masters.
But yeah, it's a Masters play. But to Adam's point, like I don't know, maybe everybody's motivated by different things, right? I don't care about the recognition of the title. What's nice about the recognition of the title, though, is it opens up so many paths for you going forward. Let's put it
right. Yeah, you can take the crown from Vegas Dave, obviously.
Boom, bingo.
You can be the you can be the next money printing tout. Yeah,
100%. There's a lot of ways you can go with it. But for me, like that never motivated me. Like if I play a World Series of Poker event, I'm not motivated by the bracelet. I'm motivated by the money, personally, right? So, and in this instance, like if I put together the best season that I'm ever going to have, I might not even sniff the $1 million. And that's like frustrating for me, personally. It's not about the title. It's about the money. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to hit like, I honestly, one of my entries this year, it's really tilting how little you get out of that, right?
I'm there. I'm there. Like that's what I'm talking about.
The Survivor's all or nothing, right? It's like there's no in between. It's not like I'm struggling to make the money. It's like either I'm going to win a bunch or I'm not, and I'm good with that. I'd rather that personally.
Yeah. All right. Well, enough belly aching. I kind of can't believe that the season I had and how many things broke my way and still to land in a place where I'm in the money, but negative for entries is just like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, it's crazy. And honestly, like it is superfluous, right? Like I made a lot of money betting outside of the contest. So like, where I didn't make as much money as I should. Yeah. I get it. But at the same time, like, it would have winning $1 million gives you, I don't know, maybe I'm in a weird spot because it would just be like, validation, like, hey, like, bang.
Well, it would be nice. Of course, it would be nice for any of us to win, right? And get that
recognition. I'd take $1 million.
But that's never what I'm really playing for, right? That's just secondary for me.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, this comment, I'd wear that blazer to my wedding, had me laughing.
Dude, DM me. I'll hook you up with a tailor. We'll get you set up with a much better threads, my friend. We'll get you set up with much better threads.
I don't know if Fezzik is in the chat tonight. Dude, Fezzik, if you're here,
it's not.
He had another big year, didn't he?
DJ and options is called big. No, the reason that I thought that it was a plus if you moved on millions is it was an overlay. There was almost $1 million overlay this year.
Yeah,
like I was there the day they closed the contest, and I was like, yes, this is the right thing to do. Fucking back setter, let's go.
I got Fezzik on. I got Fezzik on for Monday Night Football this week. I think third quarter of Bucks and Eagles. I got a bone to pick with him about the summary of the contests for him this year, that tweet, where like he made the majority of the money investing in someone else's Survivor entry and won like a couple $100K. Congrats. But like that's what drives me crazy about.
Yeah. I'll never forget the 2021 NFL season where I went 45% on picks, but I did buy Bitcoin. It was amazing. Great year. Great year, guys. Like one of the best years of my life. Like honestly, fucking great year. Excuse my French.
Yeah. No, it's all right. It's all right. I've said much worse on this program before. So yes. Oh man.
Oh, this is a big down. This is like death punt territory for a total.
Oh yeah.
What do we think of
get it? Yes.
Yeah, you got it. There you go.
Sheesh. What have you guys already covered so far on football outside of just macro stuff?
The fact that in the Browns-Texans game, they didn't introduce the Browns defense into the second quarter. That was something that we covered, which was very unusual for the broadcast. We also covered the Spinaroonie tackle as well on Joe Flacco. Aside from that, nothing really. We talked a little bit.
Flacco got a little concussed in that play. Well, maybe a little.
That's what I was pressing for.
Maybe a
little.
Wasn't
the same after.
He wasn't the same after.
I mean, really, he's been playing concussed for a lot of the years with the year with.
Well, unconscious and concussed are two different ways to play. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, he took a big hit. Obviously, we all remember one specific one with Baltimore, but he forces the ball like he does. Yeah.
Let me sneak two things in for the chat. Bob, I have no idea what the score is in that one, so let me know if it's good or bad. I'm sweating this one more than that one. And then Itchy Boots brings up a good point about that podcast where that to me is like a little bit like, come on, we can do better than that. But also I would say the teaser stuff that goes out there's a little much. We got to dial that back.
Okay.
If that is watching.
Well, so here's another question for you guys. Again, I'm freestyling here. So you want to steer the show in a different direction? Rob, this is your show. Steer in a different direction.
No, you know what? Actually, I prefer when other people come on and just lead the conversation anyways. So it's fine.
Between the three of us, we're hitting NFL sides at 60%. What the fuck? That's ridiculous. Ridiculous year by all accounts. All right.
Sure.
we have the greatest reach, I believe, of the three of us that we have ever had in our lives. Yes, this season. And don't tell me. Oh Christ. Oh goodness.
It keeps happening during the build up.
You know what the thing is? Sorry, Drew.
No.
Yeah. We'll get to. I know. We'll get to what you're going to get
he's
to.
Going for it too. My goodness.
He's got. I was going to say this would be an Andy 4th and 5 at the 38. Reed would punt this a lot. So you're for the over. This is great that he's going for it.
This is going to be all game. I don't think you're going to see punts between the 40s unless it's 8+ yards to go.
Just hopefully it's not one of those stupid try to draw him offside and then take a 5-yard penalty and punt the ball.
Oh, those just drive me nuts.
I mean, the odds are minus 10,000. That is what this is. But we'll see.
Come on. Make a play. Oh, go.
Wow, Mahomes is
pumping.
Wow.
Whew. No flags.
Wow.
What happened?
Need it.
Mahomes picked up about 25 yards on the ground.
How? Okay. Hey, if you didn't already know, Mahomes scrambles in the playoffs. Surprise! Yes. God damn, guy is incredible.
Big 8 yards to go.
Yeah, no, I think.
All right, reach as big as ever.
Winning at NFL sides. How in the world are people still finding other gambling content instead of this going viral? Like, why is
they're
like,
better? Those people are better at delivering it than we are.
No,
is it delivery, Adam, or is it marketing?
Well, probably both. But like, I won't deny that there's some people that I would not trust with their betting advice that make really good content that's better than what I could do, which is a problem because I'm not good enough. But I think
bottom line, it's money though, and it's winning. Like, people aren't playing gambling to be entertained by charismatic garbage.
But
it's the illusion of winning, Drew, can be stronger than actually winning.
Yes.
We're in for a TD there.
I just want to know how I can get my hands on some syndicates so I can finally make some real money. That's all that it comes down to.
And I would also say that there's like this. Oh no! Wow. They don't even show it on the score bug.
There's not even a flag on the. Yeah. How are we supposed to know there's a flag on the play?
Premature fist pump too.
Premature celebration.
This is going to end up badly now.
Yeah.
What do you guys are? So I'm gathering just from the reactions, you guys are sweating a major overplay here.
I'm cheering for Rass. You know, I like those guys. With the exception of Adam, the rest of the guys I think are all stand up guys.
I'm probably the least likable of all of them.
No, I really like Jeff. Jeff is my favorite Rass guy. Sorry, Adam. But Jeff,
I think that's a very common opinion for people. Him or Michael Craig would be split.
You know what's funny? I've never broken bread with Jeff. He lives like close enough that I walk by his house almost every day. Yeah, I would go for a little jog. I would go right by Jeff's house. I've never broken bread with him. I don't know why. Love everything he does, and I need to make an effort. 2024, New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution.
I'll be there next month. You want to go to
I'm gonna break bread with Jeff.
Drew, yes. Do you golf? Drew, do you golf?
No, I don't. No.
Can you golf?
Yes, of course. I'm actually an okay golfer. I just the time. The time.
Why did they pause the replay there
for me?
He's inbounds. I don't know why his drags both his left foot. He's fine. This is a catch. The only reason I mentioned
Ballast next month, Drew.
What's that?
Do you want to do Ballast Point next month?
Well, obviously. Ballast
wait
Point,
till I can come out. Churn. Wait till I can come out. This is what I was getting at. Us three, Jeff. I know Jeff plays. We'll get out for a round. I'll come out to Cali. I have no problem with that. I'll spend a week there, but it's got to be late February, early March.
What? Yeah. Well, I guess here's this was another thing I had written down mental note to ask you guys. Like, what's vacation plans? Like, we're almost at the finish line here, guys. Like, we're almost done. Like,
Monday
what's on
after Super Bowl? I'm coming that way. 5.5 holes says Skylinks. I love that course because they have Bermuda. That's an awesome course. That great.
I'm down.
It's some of the best grass I've played on because they bring it in. It's a different seed than the traditional stuff down there.
Yeah. If we want to get a forward progress golf thing going one day, people, I'm down.
Well, I'm calling it out for the Hammer. We have to do off-season golf, like 8 of us or something, and stream it just for the sake of it. I know, Rob, you have complaints against it, but we can all pony up a few bucks for camera people.
You guys going to Vegas for the Super Bowl?
No. I wouldn't be caught dead in Vegas for the Super Bowl. I'll be honest with you. That's not my scene.
That's over the top.
Yeah. That won't be my scene.
No.
I will not be there.
Are you going? Do you have the NBC stuff?
Oh yeah. Drew will be there.
I'll be there.
Where do you get to stay?
No idea.
No Hooters.
No
Hooters, probably.
39 a night.
I'm coattailing the fantasy football folks, so
Eddie. Bob brought up Eddie Walls. He has the best Hooters Hotel Las Vegas story ever. I'll leave it for him to tell. But Bob, next time you're talking to him, ask him about that one. I love it.
Okay, so besides California, what else you guys got planned for the offseason? Where are you going to go? What's travel? What's high on the list? What are you guys doing?
Tuesday after the Super Bowl, I'm going to Jamaica with the wife for a week.
Oh, hell yeah. Where in Jamaica? Where are we going?
Runaway Bay.
Ooh, all right.
Good living.
Right.
I've never been to Jamaica before. I've done a lot of
house.
No,
excuse me, a villa.
No, so we'll typically do all inclusive. I actually don't even know where we're staying. I just get my wife to book it, and like I'm just happy to have the beach, the pool, food, drink. That's my thing. I will have a Vegas trip, probably in April or May. I'm planning to go to Euro Cup in Germany in the summer to meet up with Suma, probably, because Italy is playing in his backyard. I think Italy plays in Dortmund, which is not far from his place. So that's my
How good is that going to be?
Oh, hell yeah.
I love Europe. Europe's my favorite to travel to.
You seem like a big Europe guy.
I don't know what the hell that means.
Well, you appreciate the finer things and you like the little extra service with things around the goal there.
Yeah,
I like to travel. We don't get to do it much during football season. I work 60 hours a week during football season, whether it's on the Hammer or my own betting.
70, how much you'd win more?
You know what? Some weeks I have a bad week, and I just think that I lay in bed on Sunday night and I tell myself I'm setting the alarm clock. I'm setting the alarm clock 2 hours earlier tomorrow morning. I'm going to get up bright and early, work a little bit harder this week, and that will lead to the positive results. You know how it is, right? You just work harder.
Well, yeah, I mean, a winning week you work 40, a losing week you work 80. You know, you gotta double down. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no, Dylan's saying it's because you look Italian. No, like if you went to a coffee shop, the ideal drink for you would be the little espresso with the little cookie on the side and the nice white plate. It wouldn't be going into
the little cookie. A little cookie. What's the little cookie
biscuit on the side?
We call that a biscotti. We call that a biscotti.
Wow. I probably call it a cook.
Yeah, a little cookie. Yeah. No, I'm joking. I love hearing about other people's travel plans. Love getting good recommendations of amazing places to go. Turn off. What about you? Where are you going? What's your off season look like?
Golf. A few days of golf after Monday after Super Bowl, driving down to California, and then still undecided. Late April, early May. Similar schedule. Discussing it with the wife to figure it out. But
so the real reason I'm out on golf is I'm putting that time towards becoming a better sailor, a better seaman. There at this point in my life, the vacations that I really want to do, like the ones that like I really feel like unlock what I want to see and do, are all by boat. And I got to get a little bit better at operating a sailboat in order to really, do that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm going to use my spring and summer hours that are free from handicapping football. And I'm going to, practice my skills on the open seas.
That is the most profound vacation plan I've ever heard in my life.
You know what? There's probably 2 or 3 times a year where Drew tweets some sort of picture of like the most picturesque, beautiful view of the ocean, whatever, where I'm just sitting at home and I like look out the window at the misery and I'm like, fuck this guy. Like to tweet this while I'm
relatable.
Yeah.
It's my favorite way to troll post. That's my absolute favorite shit posting is when it's like the middle of January and we have a 10 out of 10 day in Southern California, just letting everybody know about it.
Look at this guy.
That wasn't even that was a nice one. That was a nice night. Last weekend, we had a nice night that was Friday night last week. It was nice.
Just a casual Friday night.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yes. Yeah. We had a nice happy hour before Christmas. Yeah. We've had a good run of weather. Good luck, I guess, just, you never know. Like you get what you get, right?
Yeah, totally.
But yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I've actually never been to California before outside of one day that I spent in San Fran. So I've never really seen anything. Part of the issue is that every time I'm going west from here, I end up in Vegas. That's usually the problem. And then I can't, you know how it is in Vegas. You spend like 3 or 4 days there. You don't want to do anything but go home afterwards. Right. That's always been the problem, but I'm due. I need to get out there. I'll bring the wife. I'll send her to Disneyland.
Adam knows the secrets. He knows the best places out here already. Rob, when you make the commitment, you're gonna like, we're gonna spend some time in California. We're gonna see the best of it. Like you tell me, and I will help set you up so that you get the best of it. Because there are people who come to California and they go to Hollywood or downtown LA. Garbage communities. Just stay by the beach. Like just stick to the shore. The best of it is all at the ocean, and there's incredible stuff to see and do out here. So That said, if you have easier access to the likes of Jamaica, like better vacation than going
probably
to
a
California.
shorter flight period, probably.
Well, there's something that, for me, after the grind of football season, there's something just really nice about an all-inclusive vacation, right? Where you don't have to worry about anything. You just show up and everything's covered. I like to take 2 or 3 days and go off resort and just do some sightseeing or whatever. That to me is just like relaxation at its finest. It's not to say I don't enjoy other types of trips, but that's what I need after Super Bowl to recharge. Then I can get back into the regular travel, do whatever I'm going to do. But Turkey's good for all inclusive. Apparently it's very good for hair plugs as well, which I may need to do.
They have a golf resort that has like 14 courses. It looks unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, we got to do it. I mean, if you guys want
the thing, like the best of, you want to see the best of Greece, you want to see the best of Turkey, you got to do it by boat, man. Which is why being able to navigate, like here's the deal. I want to be able to confidently navigate a 50-foot catamaran, right? If I can manage that, find anchorages, and just in general, be able to get that thing around, then that unlocks so many cool trips that I'm like at the very top of my list of must do. So
B-Rad, I'm sweating this like no other, so I'm with you. But this
big play here, one way or another.
Yeah, you either need a big play here, or you need to turn over in case he go the other way. But that flag that called back on that third down was just, I know everyone's going to kill Taylor all season, but I don't think that was a true block in the black.
Yeah,
get it.
They're only rushing
Get
3.
It. Oh.
They only rush 3 there.
Score the other way. We're losing time here.
Well, what do we got? You still got to be ahead on the total, no?
It's probably 44.5. 24.5.
46.5 right now.
That's too high.
You advocating for a live under or what?
I'm not. I'm just saying that's the little bump for field position here.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying, like,
you're facing.
Look at that.
You're facing a major. You're facing a major problem.
That's not.
Yes.
We got a big problem.
Well, this is just a sweat right here, Churn. It's a sweat.
It's worse than a sweat, which is Chiefs lead and Andy Reid in the second half is kind of an auto under.
I'm okay with McDaniel playing catch up.
True.
Oh, man.
Who doesn't seem all that convinced?
Dude, the way that Reid navigates his drives in the second half of games, catch up or not, like
he does kill them out pretty good.
He just sucks the absolute air out of the stadium, and the fact that it's this cold on top of it, like I'm nervous.
That used to be the Mike Vrabel special.
I have no skin on this total. I will pull for you with full heart, full mind.
But you like the under from this point forward, I can tell.
I have no skin on this total. Okay. I only have Chiefs money line in every single parlay that I concocted.
Yeah, but you're going to go do the deep dive at the half, and you're going to give the second half.
We're going to play
It's okay, I don't mind.
That's all we were trying to get to. Adam was just trying to figure out exactly what. Like, no, I just got the Chiefs.
No. Like Andy might have an angle that I'm not seeing. It could be something else. It could be something else. It's probably.
So do they punt if they don't get this?
I think they will punt.
Actually, you guys want who's coming on after us? By the way,
Knish and Barry Horse.
Okay, I will.
They're going to punt this, right?
I'll make a friendly wager that Barry Horse was going to play the second half under. Okay, so if you want it, you better get it in before he tweets it, because it's going to go down by like 5 points. Because this is the kind of game.
Terrible missed call.
Like this is the kind of game. Like this is exactly the type of game state and Chiefs Andy Reid. Like it's coming. Just.
I've been told, there's been people that have told me out there that the Chiefs get every call.
Hunting.
This is what I hear constantly. The Chiefs get every call.
Yeah,
I don't know how they missed that one. They missed that one, let's be honest, because it was McCole Hardman running downfield.
Yeah, it'd be nice if McCole Hardman made an adjustment on that pass in the first quarter and caught it and scored a touchdown instead of acting like an absolute lunatic. Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs wide receiver situation is bleak. It's brutal.
Were the Chiefs not the second most penalized team? I could be wrong on that.
Let's look at that.
It was either this year or last year. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
That was so in the first game, the ref was right on the sideline and missed that PI on Njoku, which was obvious. That was 2 feet in front of him. That back judge was right there looking at it. I don't know if there's a mandate to dial it back a bit or what.
I'm just looking. They were basically middle of the pack in penalties this year.
Like, I don't know if there's ever been a study or a statistic that shows that KC has some massive benefit from it. I think it's just shown so much because Mahomes is always having the camera on him.
Right.
That was
most penalized team was the Jets this year by number of penalties, and by yardage was the Cowboys.
Wow. Man, was that this last 8 minutes for the total has been a killer with the flag and then that.
Yeah, it has been. It's been tough. I'm getting roasted on props in this game. Actually, thinking back now, Drew, to your question about like how do we not have more of a following when we're winning? I do a show every week, Best Bets with Hitman on Wednesdays, and he's like 2 for 100 this year. So that kind of balances out me winning as well. Although that's good for content, I would believe, when you have like a fade material guy.
How many more of these swing passes are they going to throw for nothing? Like, this is the 4th one that hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah. It's going to go to 2-minute warning, 3rd and 8. I guess at this point, you probably want them to punt here, right? Not convert.
I'll take a pick 6, but a punt would be okay too.
No, yeah. I guess like here's my general thought is like the last couple of years, and we're getting close to 2-minute warning, so this is a good time to bring this up because there's going to be no game action here for a little while.
Yep.
Last couple of years, I've been like, yeah, like let's just do it right. Just provide the people with some good information. We have skin in the game. We're actually betting. We're not clowning here. Like this is real. We just need a year to go our way where we're winning, and this is going to go viral. And like, I don't know, everyone who's kind of sick and tired of like a couple of years of playing and losing is going to find us. And that's not happening, period. It's not. No. Honestly, like I've had meetings with people who are like really psyched about the NBC podcast and performance. They're like, dude, our listens are up 50% over last year. And I'm like, fuck, 50? 50?
Yeah.
How? How is this not more like bigger growth? And like the people that do listen care a lot. And like the hardcore, like, please believe me, and anyone who is listening and watching this now, if you are a part of our hardcore audience, I appreciate you to my bones. Like, I do this for you, believe me. Like, if you care, the nails, like, I do this for you, right? But like, there's just a million fish out there that don't really care and don't want to get better, don't want to hear how it's done right, don't want to learn. And what are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Because it's a longevity issue. Think about like 15 years ago, even less than that. You could go back, kind of like Twitter forums kind of flopped over in relevance kind of like 2011, 2012. This is like 10, 11 years ago. But that was, like, if you think back to then, Brandon Lang was the most popular. You had Al DeMarco and his site with all those guys. You had Stu Feiner competing with him. You had Adam Meyer before he went to prison. And you had all those guys that were as loud as the people who are loud now are then, like the equivalent. And all those guys are gone. I think it's going to be the same thing now. If you look forward 10 years, the people who actually are doing this are still going to be here. It's going to be tough to sustain what some of these other folks are doing forever. And it'll slowly shift, but I don't think there's ever a massive shift where it twists over and then things like us become the most popular. That's going to take a long time.
Okay. I guess where I'm coming from is that like my underlying faith that someday, at some point in time, like there will be a sea change. I don't know
Probably
that I feel
not.
that way anymore. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I thought like that was my hypothesis years ago, but I don't believe that anymore. I really don't.
There's too many new people coming in every day that section of the world is growing far faster than the people who are sick of losing and want something different will switch over.
It's too easy as well. I don't know. There's a lot of things that are like about the sports betting space that are unique relative to every other industry in the world. And the thing that's unique to me is that you just have this vast majority of people who lose in the space and will always lose, and they cannot decipher between good and bad and what's meaningful and what's not. And it's actually like I think I've told you this before, Drew, but the biggest video we've ever had on Circles Off is the episode. It's me and Johnny reacting to Simon Hunter on with Ross Tucker.
That's the most watched content that you've done that I've watched.
Right. And we still get a couple thousand.
I've watched that
views.
like 5-6 times. This is a good one. Yeah.
It was honestly my favorite piece of content I've ever done. Really. I say that in sincerity, but we get a couple thousand extra views on that every month from people who are finding it.
Oh,
you didn't like that, the way that ball spun there.
Just
Adam.
catch it.
It's true. We get a couple thousand views there on that video every month.
Sure.
The comments are very dismissive of me and Johnny. It's like people are brainwashed.
Sure.
And you know,
it's not brainwashed. They just don't know.
They don't know. And honestly, what ends up happening is they look at one brand and they're like, well, they have this many subscribers. These guys have fewer subscribers. Who should I believe? I'm going to believe Chad Millman and Simon Hunter instead of Rob and Johnny. I mean, how do you combat that? You can't. There's no way to combat that. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously like, what was it, 2 years ago that McAfee got a 9-figure number from FanDuel. And I was like, oh, buddy, like it's coming. No, it's not. Like I don't think, whatever charisma he's conveying to the audience that, draws in 50,000 to 100,000 people every week, which now has become weirdly toxic with the Aaron Rodgers stuff. Okay, like I don't know how to curate that type of audience and never will. So don't think realistically there's not a, I don't think at least there's a
make a play.
An 8-figure payday at the end of the rainbow for just making the best football betting content out there, but we'll see.
We'll see. It's gonna be a big third down here for Adam. Yeah,
just so that the people who are watching understand, like this is a labor of love. Like we are doing this because I assume you guys are in the same boat as me. Like we're doing this because we love doing it and interacting with the people who care about this as much as we do. I'm assuming.
Well, that's part of it. Seriously, I love doing content. I like it way more than grinding betting. And you need to do like a lot of it's overlap as well, which is nice because some of the stuff I do for betting applies to this, but I also do it for money. Let's be like, I'm trying to build a brand and grow a business. False start.
Why? The way that was Taylor again. That was from the center spot, right?
That looked like Taylor. It looked like Taylor to me.
I don't have the sound on, but if that, for God's sake.
False start. Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah. This
What
is
a
Max Payne if you're on the over. I'm sorry, Adam. Just like before we get to halftime, like what do you have to see early on in the second half to be like, yes, we were on the right side with the over? Like what do you need to see right now?
Oh yeah,
Rice running this in would be nice.
Oh, that was close.
See more of that.
You were expecting. You just need to see more aggressiveness.
Well, okay, so both teams north of 5.5 per play. What are we at? Like close just shy of 400 yards.
Yep.
Like it's not trending horribly, but the last 8 minutes have been a little bit wonky. Like I wouldn't say that this game is played more underish or overish versus where it started relative to expectation.
I would say it plays more overish now because there's a realistic chance the Dolphins defense lays down in the second half. One more score here. How are you getting that unit up?
If they score here, over has a decent chance. Did he fumble? It sure looked like everyone was looking down on the ground.
The interesting thing for me for the Chiefs here is they've run 37 plays, 24 are passes, 54% success rate passing the ball, 13 rushes, 23% success running the ball. They had that one big run by Pacheco and really nothing else on the ground. And it's like it probably would be just best served to keep passing the ball.
What are we doing here? Let's get going.
Let's just move. I know.
Oh, God.
Don't catch that. Don't catch that.
Burn the timeout. Burn the timeout.
Yeah, you got to use it now.
If you put me and Hitman in a room watching a game together, that is frantic.
Hitman's on here in the fourth quarter.
I was messaging Alex when he was lining it up, and I was like, when's he on? And I guess it was Monday, but I like that second half sweat would be intense.
Hitman's on in the fourth quarters usually, and holy shit, is the sweat intense. Let me tell you. Because he's got like a million props to root for. Yeah.
Andy Reid has never looked more like the walrus in his entire life than tonight. Never looked more like the walrus. Like he's literally got a frozen mustache. This is crazy.
I noticed that. Holy fuck,
boy.
He looks more at home in Antarctica than he does in Kansas City, but that's okay.
So this could be two red zone drives.
The jowls are especially jowly today too for Andy. Yeah.
Give me like a Kelsey redemption.
Craig Stadler.
Little out route to the right here.
Does look like Craig Stadler Sr. Hey, before we call it here, because I got to go bounce at the end of this quarter. Houston for real?
What is he pointing at? What? You just ran it. You botched the screenplay on.
I think he's pointing to say that there was like a receiver in the area. He's saying like Pacheco was there. Is I think what he's pointing.
It doesn't matter if he was there. Like,
yeah, I think he's saying there's a receiver in the area. Don't call me for grounding. That's what I interpreted that point as because it was such a bad play.
Yeah. This is a significant kick, opening up the door for 21.
Butker's solid, man. Butker.
That's a bad thing to say before. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Butker can kick a concrete masonry block through the uprights from this distance for sure.
16-7.
Give me a botched squib kick fumble to set up another one of those babies coming up in the next 16 seconds. And it opens up. It opens up 21, but now are 2-pointers open? I don't know. Okay, my question about Houston was, to your point, Drew, did they get is the break of getting to see Flacco for the first time of any team all season, less so within 3 weeks, was that a big break for D'Amico in that defense? I don't know.
Houston defense was not. They were the beneficiary of a couple of pick sixes. Otherwise, that unit is massively suspect, in my opinion. Like some of the blown coverages in that first half. Oh my god! There was one. Flacco had one pass to, I'm gonna say, Bryant, that he like kind of was coming across the formation and then just like scrambled. Like honestly, there were like Flacco could have picked any of 3 targets and any of them were going for 30 yards on that play. Like Stefanski had that defense in the box in the first half, and why it didn't kind of carry through to the second half. I mean, maybe Ryan's made some defensive adjustments in the second half, or maybe it's just the game state got away from him. I have no clue. The rushing attack finally kind of dried up, so maybe it was like a little bit more one-dimensional for them. But
they didn't even try run with those guys back on the D line.
Like the home cooking and at the end of the first half was so aggressive that it almost made me feel like Cleveland might have quit a little. Like they're like, we're not getting calls. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing out here?
I'm not going to speculate for the reps, but I think that's being ignored in the Lions game tomorrow, and how crazy that place might turn into.
That's not wild. That's not outrageous. I don't know, man. Like
I'll do something crazy.
All right.
Timeout.
Waddle.
Timeout.
He's out of bounds. And
what's that player, man?
I mean, you're not kicking a.
You can attempt it. Who are not going to go in?
Tua can't get it to the end zone here.
No,
Mike White can.
Ooh, we got a Micah White. Is there a Micah White sighting?
Mike White's the backup, right? To Tua.
Yeah, are we going to get a Micah White sighting?
That would be amazing.
By all means, let's get him out here.
Does anyone have the score in the Oral Roberts college basketball game? That's coming to a close shortly. I hope there's points over there.
Oh no. But yeah, no, I'm definitely intrigued by a couple of things, like, you know,
give me like a 25-yard
CJ Stroud has plenty of Joe Burrow whiffs, like his first run through the playoffs, going all the way to the Super Bowl. Like that could happen. Like the rest of the NFL is so bad this year, even the best teams and the teams coming off rest, which like I feel like I sound like a hater for Baltimore or San Francisco hater saying this sort of stuff, but like these aren't great teams. Like
no, I agree. Well, yes, I'm with you on that. Like the there's a lot of parity. Here's the thing for me. Baltimore's been very good at preventing explosive plays this season.
Illegal use of hands.
I know.
All right, sorry. Go ahead. No. Yeah, Baltimore's they have been very good at preventing.
Now, technically, so was Cleveland going into today, and they got carved. But like good DC.
Oh, he had space to run that back if he gets it.
Yeah,
never know.
Yeah, on those plays, they should just coach the receiver to go down like they've been shot. Basically,
but where were they going with that? I have no idea.
They're honestly, I think they're just looking for DPI at that point.
I'm an Atlanta Falcons over. I have never cheered for the Falcons in my life, other than when Chernoff and I were the first two humans on earth that bet the Shanahan Matt Ryan Falcons to win the Super Bowl at 14-1 and almost got there. So freaking close.
What ended worse, that or this year with the Falcons? I don't know.
No, that was much worse. Are you joking? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
23. I thought I was home. Like I'll never forget. You were the first person to make the case, and you said it out loud, and I was like, "Shit, he's on. He's got it. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like yes, the Falcons can win. They are going to the NFC Championship game with the 2 seed. Like that was the only time I was ever."
Best futures bet I ever made was that one. The worst one I ever made was the Falcons over this year.
Okay. All right. I got to bounce, guys.
Right,
it's been a
pleasure.
Hi to
Andy.
You guys are the
likewise. All right. Yeah. I've hijacked half the stream from you.
No, it's good.
I'll get moving times. Too.
Couple Canucks. You see the score here? What do you got for Is that good?
Yeah, it was one. Yeah, I need about 8 more, but there's 5 minutes left. So we're good.
Never know in sports, Adam. Don't count your chickens before they hatched, my friend.
Well, hopefully I can count some chickens after this one. We'll see.
All right. Good luck with the over in the second half.
Likewise. Enjoy the rest of the games. Thanks for having me, and thanks to everybody on the stream for hanging around.
All right. Everyone check out Right Angle Sports on YouTube. Make sure you're subbed there as well. I know there's a lot of overlap, but if you haven't subbed there yet, make sure you do. You're the man, Adam. Have a good one.
Chat to you later.
All right. Take care. Adam Chernoff, everyone. Second half, I'm joined by Joey Knish coming up here shortly. Barry Horse in the fourth quarter. I know Knish is already rattled about the Peacock stream. Doesn't know what's going on. Can ask him some questions about his dad. Cashing that big Michigan ticket. Seems to me like Senor Knish is the stronger of the Knish bettors, but we will see that shortly. I'm being asked about second half, whether or not I like the under here. So Drew is right. Typically speaking, KC with the lead will play a lot more conservative. However, I don't like the under at this price. So we're seeing some 21s. Pinnacle's 20.5 over -124. So pretty close to a 21. Second half line is Miami -110 money line, -0.5 plus 111. I do agree with Adam about liking Miami when trailing. It's just that these conditions are totally different. Like you've seen a lot of these deep balls disastrous, right? I think the number's fine second half. I really do. I really do. Jason, can you pull up the first half stats here really quickly? Success rates and EPA. All right. So 41% success rate for each team. So this has been mostly explosive plays. Adam mentioned both teams' yards per play, but KC's at 6.3, Miami's at 5.9. So a lot of big plays. Man, Miami's really struggling to get anything going, though, in the passing game, and that's extremely concerning. Late downs have been terrible for them, so they've gotten themselves into some good situations. I don't really know here. If I had to play anything, I would lean to taking Miami -0.5 plus 111 second half, because the Chiefs will and do have a tendency to try to sit on the lead a little bit more than I like. But it's just really tough with Miami right now. Eli Apple's back in the game, so that's not an issue for them in terms of a lost player in the secondary. But I'm struggling to think of big plays for the Dolphins other than the Tyreek touchdown.
How do you feel both these teams have played so far this game based on your expectations coming into this game? Do you feel like, I feel like Miami probably plays a little bit under what you expected, or you think they're at where you expected them? And then same thing with KC.
I don't know. I didn't have a strong expectation of this game going in one way or another. This is like the least confident I was in any game this weekend. Pretty much side and total, not a whole lot. Props look terrible, as Mason has said. Although, I mean, that can turn on a dime if we get like one reception from each running back. But yeah, I just didn't really have a strong feel for this game. It does feel to me subjectively like KC should be winning by more.
Yeah.
Which typically I want to bet those teams in the second half, as we're getting a second half Berry Horse Kansas City money line even. So that's what I mean. Like typically when I feel like a team should be winning by more, I want to back them second half. It's just the tendencies of Kansas City that there's something there where I can't do it.
Fair enough.
At least we're gonna have a sweat with Berry Horse in the fourth quarter.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah. Should we just lock that in on the account now, just to join him in on the sweat, or?
I don't want to root for Kansas City second half. No.
Okay. Fair.
I would rather root for a close game right now.
Okay. Yeah. That'd be more fun.
When it got out of hand between the Browns and Texans earlier, it was a little bit tougher to handle that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you? By the way, do you have George's like address at all? Do you can you text someone to just go like check on him right now and just make sure he's okay? Or
I'm not gonna lie to you, I sent him a message before the stream, and I asked him if he is going to be okay if the Dolphins lose tonight. I'm pretty sure I did.
What did he say?
I swear I did ask him this. Where
I also messaged him before, and I said, "Here's the link to the stream. If the Dolphins are winning, come on and crash the party."
But I mean, I don't know if I dreamed this.
Think that's gonna happen.
Did I?
Did you do it in like the group, maybe in a group instead of? Because I do remember George saying something along the lines of like, I don't know. I think he said like, "I'm already mentally prepared for the loss." Like.
Yeah. He basically told me like in his mind they've already lost, so he's going to be fine, and they're going to come back strong next. Like classic George commentary, right? But yeah, I did message him, and I asked him if he's going to be okay. I
think he went dark. I think he threw his phone off.
I think he's done. He's not on Telegram, right? I actually think he just like turned his phone off. I'm dead serious. I don't think anyone can get a hold of him right now.
Yeah, I think he's with the Greek national team, if you know what I mean.
That's very possible. I'm just guessing he's at home right now, and he's just sitting there convincing himself that they're still going to win the game, right?
No, I think George is an honest person with himself and with the Dolphins. And I think when the time is up, I think he's accepting of it. You know, I don't think he's copiuming himself into this win. I think he's like defeated. You
think so?
Yeah.
I don't.
Or maybe he's watching highlights of like his most hated player in history, Tom Brady, of the Atlanta comeback, because that's basically what Miami has to do here. It's like basically very similar to that kind of comeback because of just how bad the weather is and how bad seems like the ball is flying. Like,
yep. Dylan says I could not disagree. George is the type of guy. He's confident. He's blind loyalty to the team. Right. There's certain types of fans, right? There's the two extremes. One of the extremes is optimistic. One of them's pessimistic. I'm on the pessimistic side. Like when the Cowboys start a game playing like shit, I'm not the guy that's like, oh, they're going to get it together. Don't worry, whatever. I naturally think of the worst case scenario, right? Like, oh, we're fucking toast, waste of a season, whatever. George is the complete opposite. It's why the dynamic works well between us, but his team goes down and he's only thinking about the positive. There's lots of time. Yeah, we have this matchup advantage, whatever, but he's definitely, he thinks they should be up. Probably, right? They've gotten hosed in some capacity. I don't know what he's thinking right now.
Yeah. Maybe I feel that way because that's how I cheer for my favorite team, the Leafs, but just crazily, hopelessly optimistic until like they lose, and it's just like
that's a bad way to go through life, in my opinion. In my opinion, if you expect the worst when it happens, you're
ready for it.
Everything else is just a bonus, and that's
so fair.
That's the way that that's my perspective on sports. I'm just taking a look at the second half line here to see where we ended up moving.
Deep dive on under 21 as well. I mean, I feel like we knew that, right, with Drew, but
we knew that was going to happen. But like the total didn't move. The total's hung around where it is, and then obviously the side moved quite heavily towards KC after the Barry Horse release. So that's what we got there. Not surprised. Drew was, he kind of played his cards a little bit early there. It might have been the Pinot Grigio or whatever the hell he was. What did he say he was drinking in our side chat here?
Good luck getting me to read that. The sets.
I'm into an absolute banger of a Pinot, actually a red blend from Burgundy, 2020 Savigny Les Bons. Okay,
so I googled it. It's somewhere in France.
I love that you said you're going to add it to your list. As if
I have no idea what it is. I just wanted to be nice. I literally have no idea what he was talking about. I'm like, I just want to be nice, Totally. He came in, he's like, anyways.
The dynamic between him and Churn is hilarious, right?
Yeah, it was good.
Like Adam is so fixated on his bet on the game, and Drew's like trying to have like these larger grand conversations about the content space and whatever. It's too funny.
The amount of times, I think he was cut off like 5 times throughout the second half, where just because you guys are ahead of him, just Adam just screaming, oh, like
yes.
Drew pontificating, Adam,
I'm going back to real time here. I'm not doing this.
I think that's a good idea.
Because Kanish is going to come in. He's behind anyways.
Yeah, he's got the Detroit Wi-Fi plus it being on Peacock.
Who knows which fucking stream this guy's illegal stream he's got right now? Like,
he definitely didn't pay for Peacock. I was gonna say you're even behind me, and I watch on my computer on DAZN, so it's like that's
when you know it's bad. But I was still ahead of people here.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like, Hitman was like, how do you feel about that? Like being forced to watch on a delay, because Hitman was going on at the NFL on Twitter about it, and
that's bullshit. Because we're all live betting.
Yeah,
like how this is part of the product. Like, if I was a sponsor, a sportsbook partner of the NFL, I'd be losing my shit. Like, people can't bet this way. It's impossible to bet this way.
I know I don't know how TV providers are in the States, but in Canada, they want everyone to switch to internet TV. And I've put my foot down and I said, no, we're sticking with cable. We are not going off cable. Like we need cable for like the pennies that I bet on live betting. It just makes it that much more enjoyable.
Same with well, that's what I'm on cable right now for that only reason, or else I would get rid of my cable. But just so people know, Kanish will show up. He just will show up on his own schedule. Like, I don't know if he owns a clock, if he understands, how time works. I don't really know if he can process that. McDaniel looks fucking cold, man. He looks
Now I'm behind you.
Cold as hell.
Yeah. Do you buy into the Cali QB kind of narrative? I guess it's not really for Tua the Cali QB, but like Tua not being able to play in cold weather games because of like where he played in college and because he plays in Miami, stuff like that.
There's probably something there. Like there's quantifiable impact on like dome teams that play outdoors late in the year.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So there's probably something to quarterbacks who grew up playing in certain conditions and just don't play in other ones a lot. It's just really hard to determine exactly what that is. For me, Tua doesn't have arm strength. Like that's his, he can't zip a ball in there.
Yeah.
So you get wins like this and it's just going to hurt his game. So I don't know if it's the cold. I think it's probably more the wind, but it all impacts in some.
The only reason I was thinking about that is because like Aaron Rodgers played for Cal and he's like probably known as the best cold weather quarterback, but I guess it's more so like archetype of the quarterback than like
but also he played home games in the cold for Green Bay for years.
That's true. Yeah.
But he got drafted by a cold weather team and played those games.
That makes sense.
I don't know. It's tough.
I didn't think a lot about it. I was just curious, just like thinking about cold weather, and then I'm like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is the best. And then, oh yeah, he played for Cal. It's kind of weird that, but was he always like, I was young when Aaron Rodgers was really good. And I wasn't that young, but still like when he first came onto the scene, like, was he as good in those cold weather games? You probably wouldn't even remember when he started, or did it take time? I
need Eric around for his.
We need. I'll message Eric on the side and see what he says.
Yeah,
so I feel like he would know that stuff. If Kanish isn't back yet, I'm gonna run to the washroom, so I'll be right back.
Go for it. Don't worry, I'll bring him in if he gets here. Bring him in if he gets here. So second half has started for me. I don't know what to do here, people, in terms of the Peacock. Let's just throw it out there right now. Just going to speak very candidly. Peacock has fucked us tonight. We're all over the place. We got some people. I'm seeing the Dolphins snap the ball right now. I already saw a snap and the play. Like this guy just watched a kickoff right now. That's a massive difference. Bad experience for all of us, especially for doing a watch along. Oh, did Jason said washroom. Yeah, washroom is a very Canadian thing. I know Americans will always use bathroom and restroom, which I do as well. Jason, washroom. All right, little underneath the Mostert. How many yards is that? How many yards? What is the yardage of that catch? Of course, this fucking guy picks up 5 yards. You play over 5.5 on Mostert, he picks up 5 yards on the catch. Big third down here that I'm going to bring in Joey Kanish. Maybe he'll be joining me live from his washroom, restroom, bathroom. Who knows where the hell this guy's going to be when he joins. I'm probably like 3 minutes ahead of him, too. We're going to have to figure this out. Tua dying to take a sack here. Instead, he just takes a big hit. All right. Punt incoming. Chernoff in orbit with the over. Barry Horse celebrating. Second half money line Chiefs. We were doing over-unders on the time on the clock when Kanish would join. Because of that first drive, 14:09. People had little faith. Very little faith. But he is here. The man, the myth, the legend. The second best bettor in the Kanish family.
Well, it's 7-0 Chiefs here. That's where I'm at in the stream. So I'm not sure where the game's actually at, if it's in the third quarter. But yeah, it's just saw the first touchdown on Peacock, and hope I'm not sure where everyone else is at in the stream. But yeah, it's been a real treat.
Walk me through your experience actually trying to get this game on your TV today.
So I had the free Peacock trial for 1 week because there was one Michigan game on Peacock. So I took the free trial when they were playing East Carolina, then canceled it and said I'll never be back again. Then this stupid game happens, and I honestly, if it wasn't for of course, Moretto sucked me into the stream. Then my dad wanted to watch it. He was never gonna. So I was like, all right, I'll pay the $5.99. But take it back. I'm on the Fins too. So this is like it's costing me like.
You just saw the knockdown at the line?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not too bad. I'm only like 40 seconds ahead of you. I'll get after this, we'll sync up a little bit to get. I'll go back in time.
But what a trash product. Like what was the NFL like? The bread and butter of the NFL has been like every big game is on regular TV unless it's like Amazon's going to give us $1 billion. Oh,
yeah, big completion. Noah Gray, tough break there. I didn't want to celebrate in your face.
Are you? You got an over or Chiefs or what do you got here?
I got nothing going on except a bunch of props that are going to lose. It's tough.
Yeah, you know what? I saw I saw the plus money on the 4.5 for the Fins popping on for a friend of I don't know whatever. Yeah, I don't know what but some exchange that we know.
Yep.
And it was calling my name. So
I hear you.
Whoever crossed me on that suckered me in.
Yeah, they got you. They got
me good.
You have to tell me when there's exactly 12 minutes and 30 seconds on your clock.
Well, it's clicking down now. 12:25, 12:24.
Oh, you're at 24 now. Now I'm behind you. Oh God, I got to get us back. Oh, you got to figure out a way to get us all synced, including the chat. I took Kelsey unders today. What a fucking idiot I am. He's not even down there. Tackle this guy. Jesus Christ, man. It's a rough one, this Chiefs game. Okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm stopping at 11:40. Taylor Swift's on the screen. 11:40. You tell me when you hit 11:40.
I'm at 50. 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. Taylor's on the screen.
All right.
Screen
Boom.
with her.
We're lined up now. We're synced together.
All right.
We'll see the plays in real time here.
He wasn't down there, huh?
No, it didn't look like he was down. Not to the naked eye. His ass is off the ground. It's a good play, man. I just need some fucking dump offs to the running backs, the backup running backs. Mostert and CEH is in the game. Give him the ball. Oh my God. What is happening here? What is happening here?
What a sport.
Yeah. Oh, the Mostert.
Are you surprised the Dolphins? I mean, Churn. I know Baby Churn was on the over, but you surprised this Dolphins offense has struggled this bad?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I thought they'd have a little bit more pop.
I don't know. You take a noodle arm QB and you throw him in cold weather with some wind. It's not super surprising.
They haven't been able to run the ball at all either.
No, neither team has. Pacheco had like one carry for like 40 yards and the rest of it's been nothing. I actually have a Pacheco over. I don't even know if it's there yet. No, it's not. I need another 2 yards from that. It's all bad, man. It's all bad. Oh, Rashee Rice is injured. You cheer for injuries when you bet the other team? Is that a Knish thing to do? Yeah, no? You look very confused right now. You okay?
Are you asking me if
do I have to call medics or anything? You're like blink twice if you're not having a heart attack.
I was trying to see how much if he got that first down there. I guess it depends on the situation. Like, am I going to cheer for a Rashee Rice injury? No. But
you're looking for Mahomes to take a pop.
If I'm going to stoop to the level, it's gotta be worth. Like, if we're playing Ohio State and their quarterback goes down, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But
if Rashee Rice is out, the Chiefs wide receiving core, it's Justin Watson, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Mecole Hardman, and Richie James.
That I tell you what, if they get to the Super Bowl with that crew, Mahomes goes from the go to he might have a run at LeBron and Jordan if he wins a Super Bowl with these bums.
They'll do the Hall of Fame induction at the end of the year.
Yeah, just give him a green jacket, like red, whatever color it is.
Give him the circa blue jacket.
Did you have anything on the Buffalo KC reschedule?
Buffalo Pittsburgh.
The Buffalo KC, the Buffalo Pittsburgh reschedule.
I do. I have a lot of bets in that game. Mostly some player unders, game under. Yeah.
Well, it's convenient the Hitman didn't join the stream tonight because his scrub is like, oh, FanDuel's got an off-market 35. Let's bang it. So yeah, I'm sitting on under 35.5 at for quite a large wager at FanDuel now. So yeah, because I was like, all right, by Friday or whatever we were talking about, it's like, all right, they're not going to move the game to Cleveland now. Well, they did move the game to Cleveland. They just moved the game to Buffalo 3 days later.
The Hitman descent to the bottom.
Yeah.
On this channel.
I've heard I don't even. What's the official? Did you have like a official tab?
Yeah. So Jason will know better than me, but I believe his best bets this season were 2-14. He lost. He lost a double best last week. He wanted to give out a game, and it moved a little bit in real time, and it went off the board because it was the Rams 49ers game, and the Rams announced Carson Wentz was going to start while we were doing the stream. So I let him give 2 picks because it reopened elsewhere. So he took the 49ers, who didn't cover the spread, and then he got a second pick, which he took the Bears. Those both lost. This week, we let him give out a prop pick. We felt actually sorry for him. We're like, it doesn't have to be a side and total. This guy, you can't even write this stuff. He gave out CJ Stroud under passing yards. He went over in the first half of the game.
I had some people. Yeah, I had some people DMing that there, the Hitman. So yeah, he's not a big fan of the Hitman. The fan club's taking a hit there. But yeah, I see Nora in the comments. No, FanDuel and a bunch of legals have like a 72-hour rule where if it doesn't,
most of them are up. They changed the rules during COVID.
Yeah, where like all of the offshores in Vegas are like void. But all of the legals, as you say, changed all the house rules during that, and they're all so. Part of that's probably my own fault for being a dumbass. But we got sucked into the price, so that's a legend. I didn't know it was that. I wish I would have known. I would have been more piling on if I knew it was that bad.
Back in the day, the Philly Godfather crew just always used to say the run that Vegas can't stop talking about. This is the run that Vegas can't stop talking about right here. Hitman's performance on Forward Progress. What's this? You got roasted by GRP today?
He was trolling me for paying for Peacock. That I'm a sucker. He's going to the local casino to get it for free, which I'm sure will be much more lucrative than paying $5.99. George wins at the local casino.
Sure, losing 2 years of his life inhaling all the cigarette smoke in there. Great plus EV move, George.
Also low key. If I'm going to watch a game at a casino, don't tell my friends at some of the Detroit casinos, but it'd be at Caesars Windsor because it's smoke free, where I don't have to deal with like the second floor of where the sports book's at Greektown, and like losing years off my life for the time I've spent up there.
Some of these guys, man, I just don't understand the life decisions. It's $6, George.
Right. Yeah. What are you going to spend in like gas and a drink and food?
Like, are you just going to go and sit there and not get anything so that he spends less than $6? Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it sometimes, but yeah, it's a tough one. Life decisions that some people make.
He's a guy who I don't expect a ton of logic from, though, but I feel like they've gotten reasonably close. Oh,
wow. Mahomie just bounced off that tackle. Sucker. I'm just going to my local casino to watch it for free. Way to go, Georgie. 36,000 views. This guy. All it takes is this guy to tweet. He's an engagement machine. It doesn't matter what he tweets.
People love it.
He got more views than you did on the original tweet. You got 30K. He got 36 on the response.
I was going to say, I mean, listen, him and people love him and Benson spats.
Yeah.
I have him on mute. I have him on mute. So God damn it. I had the Oilers tonight. What a sweat, boy. I laid some juice on that tonight.
You know, I live bet against the Maple Leafs and I won.
Live bet them?
I live bet Colorado at the intermission.
Oh.
I got to double check what the price was, but yeah, it was.
Oh, they were down 3-0.
3-0. Yeah. You got your Oilers.
Yeah, no, they were down 1-0 most of the game, won it in OT. Yeah. I had a big price on the Blackhawks. They just gave up the lead.
We got under in the Blackhawks game. I don't know what the score is there, but
just 1-1 in the third.
There we go. Mahomie, he looked like he had Kelsey there. He just threw it away. I don't know about this Mahomes. You know, I don't know. I was thinking of getting GRP for the hammer for a while, but he's too controversial. Like, you're controversial enough. You're probably going to get me canceled one day.
I can't.
But GRP's another level.
Sometimes you watch and you're like, is this guy all here? Like, do we know if he's?
I will credit the guy.
Pat broken helmet. He's got to make him sit a play.
Yeah, once you get a new helmet, it's the rules. No, get a new helmet. Maybe they just gave him a new heated helmet or something like that, and it was all bullshit. Apparently, he had a cracked helmet. I'm not listening to Tirico right now.
Yeah, Tirico's like, well, they stopped everything for it, like the play clock and everything. We're like, oh, let's get so. That was, and now the rules officials like, oh, this is so.
Jesus Christ! That I mean,
imagine getting hit like this when in this weather.
No, you like if imagine like having to tackle Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, like he's running full speed at you, and you're just
Whoever's doing like the kick special teams too. Jesus Christ. He's complaining. I mean, that's a clean hit. First of all, if anything, you could argue that that's grounding. He threw it to nobody. He's under duress. He's got fucking spit all over his mouth. He's angry. He's upset. GRP says the things that, like, sometimes, not always. I don't agree with everything he says. But sometimes he says the things that I want to say, but I can't say. And I appreciate that about him. But definitely he's got some weird sex. He seems to really have it out for Pamela Maldonado. He does not like Pam Maldonado. Don't know what she did to him. I can't wait to meet her at a poker tournament and take her out to dinner. He's got some stuff going on.
Yeah, he's got some. Yeah, that's the thing. TK, like, that's when I was like, I turned the game on Peacock, and I was checking my score app, and I was like, what? 2nd and 10? I was like, it's not even first down here. Like, what? That's when I realized. You
don't use Yahoo's app though. You use the score. I've seen you post pictures.
No, I'm a Score Mobile OG.
Yeah, you go into the chat and you post fake updates. Yeah,
that's
right? Touchdown, interception, fumble, return for touchdown, safety, like on the 98-yard line, safety.
You used to be that. Is most of that bots? Is that like real people?
No, that's real people.
I
talked to Chernoff about this in the first quarter. I fought against that feature for so long.
The chat.
We used to do live blogs. So we used to have an actual, like this, basically, but we would hire a blogger that could moderate everything, that would chat about the game, and he'd just bring comments in. Yeah, exactly, right? And that apparently just got too expensive, so they wanted to automate it. I understand. But then you just get what you got now, which is no one can follow this in real time and enjoy it in any way.
It's like, do you just want to like crack text things in there if you're I don't know how anybody could use that, want to use, like, there's no like conversation.
No, it's I'm just going to the chat now. It's, first of all, there's like so much chat, like there's so many people you can't read it, but then it's all just fake stuff. This is all fake. Go to like a college basketball game that's not on TV. And if you're trying to follow the score in real time and the point spread is close at the end, if you go into that chat, you're going to want to murder someone. Like you will, like, I've had times before where I look these people's aliases up online to see if I can find them on Twitter to tell them where to go. Because Eastern Kentucky, North Alabama, 79-70 right now. There's people in the chat that are like, got the over, got the under. Like these are not sane people.
It's like the worst of the worst of the worst. Anything like,
yeah, it's tough, man. True cesspool.
I'm gonna send something in there.
Yeah. Fake score updates are awful. That's a pretty suave picture of you there, Mike. Look at this guy.
I know, dude. So he doesn't look like that in real life. I'll tell you that.
No, I golfed with this guy.
How much you paid for that still photo, or what photography company you used? But
fuck, he should be paying double for what they turned his face into here.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need to hire him for that.
Oh man, I enjoy the sophisticated look for you though with the glasses when you wear them. I think that's a good look for you. You look like an idiot now without them, but you put the glasses.
Yeah. No, the glass. Yeah, I usually don't. I only wear them when I'm driving because I can't. I got old now. I can't see, but got to get the run game going.
Yeah, of course. Establish the run down 12.
Never gonna hear franchise. So we always do. We bet about all college football together, but once college football is over, he wades his way into NFL props for a little, not just for peanuts. He was like, "Oh, the Tua under." I was like, "I don't know about that." So,
what's Tua at right now?
94 yards, and 60 of it was on one play.
I actually had a small lean to Tua over on on the final numbers, but I couldn't play it. I just couldn't. I
saw it got under, like it was like 220-ish.
No, it was higher than, I think he closed higher than that. Let me double check what he was at. But I think when I was looking at his passing yards, 228, 229 and a half. There. Tough, man. I don't like these types of games. I'm not good with this stuff. Like, this is more educated guess on what's going to happen, in my opinion.
He's looked worse than like I could have ever imagined.
Yeah. They got to go for this.
They got to go for this.
They got to go. They cannot, do not punt the ball. That's what they ran to go for it. Dude, this camera that's focused on McDaniel too is so blurry from the cold. Yeah. I don't even know. the camera operator is just shaking, like, Just run the ball. Give it to Achan. Oh, I got. All right.
Yeah, I thought for up for a second there when that guy was streaming to the backfield, that play was in trouble.
We need Durzo, if you're like real on this, we need some corporate headshots. Jason, go to the hammer.bet and pull up our creators section. These headshots we have in this section are the worst collection of headshots you could ever imagine in your entire life.
Yeah, then they have 6 first downs.
Yeah.
Who put those headshots together? We need some tempo too.
We just asked people to send in headshots. That's all we did.
Oh,
big mistake.
Why are we? Oh.
Big mistake. I need 2 more Pacheco yards.
This is like
this is tough. Look at these. Look at Brad Powers' headshot. Click Brad Powers' profile. Look at this thing. This is a very professional one. But this is from what, like
first? I was going to say that's what it was like. Hey, he's had that. I was like, what was he like? 24 in that headshot?
Just holding on to the glory days.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right? Like, was that when it was his first ever Phil Steele when he was first hired there? Was that what that's from? Like, I think he needs
Clive's picture there's from like grade 12 or something like that.
Oh
God, man, this is just painful to watch. Painful to watch. Poor G Stack George. Oh my God, what is this? How do we even get this up on the website? Kirk Evans, this looks like he was like
what is it?
He looks like he's 13. He literally looks like that's like
this is an elementary school picture.
Grade 8 grad, like
picture day in grade 8. Oh my God, man. What kind of company are we running here? Who's the CEO of this company? Jesus. 3rd and 14. Oh, yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Let me tell you. Jesus Christ. Oh, Kanish. We need an update for you too, man. Although you look similar. I could tell this is probably about 5 years ago, but you actually haven't aged all that much. That's good.
No, yeah, I'd say I think that's like I'd say that's probably 3-4 years ago.
Did you have a custom Kanish Knicks t-shirt made?
Yeah. You didn't know this? Did you know the story?
No, I don't know that story.
The guy, I saw him online. There's some guy. He was a New York guy, and they were like a Knicks thing. And I saw he had like an old vintage T-shirt company. And I DM'd the guy. I was like, man, I got to have one of these. Just let me know how much it is. And he's like, oh man, I sold out of them. He's like, I can't get you. He's like, the only way I could do it would be a bulk order. And I was like, let me know how many. He's like, you got to buy a dozen. I said, sold. Give me so I got him in white. I got him in gray. I got him in medium. I got him in large. I got my dad's got one. Family Christmas gifts. So I got a couple extra if you want me to send one to you.
You know what? I'll put it up in the Circles Off studio if you send me one.
Okay. I got a few extra now because that was
and I'll get Francesco to send me another one of the pizza t-shirts and I'll put them side by side. The thing is, Francesco asked me, he's like, what size do you wear? And I'm like, I'm kind of in between a medium and a large, but mostly I wear medium. He sent me a medium, but you know what an Italian medium is? It's like a kid's extra small. Right. It's not the same as the North American sizes. So it's like a crop top on me. I'm not going to wear this thing
ever. I went to New York after I had bought these and was wearing it around, and like 6 different people during there were like, oh my God, not being like thinking like Kanish because it was like a Knicks logo Kanish. We're like, this is the greatest. Where did you get this? So I had to tell a story like 15 times. Like I don't really know the guy, but yeah, I had to buy it. So that's how I ended up with a lot of them.
How many likes to wear it? What are we at for likes right now? First and foremost. Oh, baby, just hit a Julius Randle under. Cash that, baby. Under 46.5 points, rebounds, assists. Getting in on the NBA props train lately, Kanish.
Oh, yeah?
I'm sick and tired of hearing these props guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sick and tired of like everyone bragging about how great they are as a bettor. I don't even watch the NBA. Smashing NBA props. Sick of these people. Sorry, hit a nerve with me.
I mean,
141 likes. Not bad, actually. It's higher than I expected. Smash the like button if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Did Dr. Eric Eager hit you up at all? Did he message you?
Today?
He's in Detroit right now.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. No, he's ghosted me. Is he going to the game?
He's going to be in attendance at the game tomorrow.
Wow.
From what I understand, I don't want to give out any names, but apparently he will be with a prominent member of Seaville at the game tomorrow.
Prominent member of what?
Of Seaville.
Oh.
A guy who may or may not despise Hitman.
Well, I'm sure we'd get along great. Maybe I got to send him a DM. Say, we'll go to dinner. First of all, tickets for this Lions game were like Super Bowl level pricing.
$600, man. For some Detroitians, that's like 3 months of work.
Like on the moon. If you wanted to sit lower bowl, it was $2-3 grand.
Pacheco lost yard. Like, I need this guy to just get to 65 yards, and every time they give him the ball, he just loses yards.
Oh my God, Mahomes got murdered.
Dude, lay out for this. Who is that? Hardman, dude, make an attempt at the ball. My God. What's happening here? Roughing the passer? Yeah, naturally. He did get smoked. I want to watch this again, though. Brandon Jones. The low hit.
Yeah, that it looked bad. It looked bad live.
It looked like the Carson Palmer, you know?
Yeah, no, I thought he was going to be.
Mahomes didn't like that all that much. Oh, man. This game, like, I don't even want to say low-key because it's not really low-key, but it kind of sucks, this game. Let's just call it out for what it is.
It feels like the Dolphins have absolutely no chance to drive the field twice. Like, KC could just punt the ball the rest of the game and win. Like, I haven't seen anything from the Dolphins offense that, like, look at this total yard.
I hate watching games with inclement weather. I don't like it.
It's the most when people are like, oh, the snow game. Like,
it's like, no, it's not even football anymore.
No, it's like it's like you see some like pregame shots and like the first quarter's cool, then you're like, oh wait, like this is terrible.
I think we just got home, baby. 65 yards for Pacheco. Okay, now we got to stay there. I'm sorry, people, that I'm cheering for different bets than I gave out pre-show, but the numbers move. They're different. It's just the reality of the business. Right? I'm not going to give out I didn't have an edge at the closing number. Can't give it out just so people can root with me. You know what I'm saying?
No, what does the yards close at?
I played over 64.5. He closed 69.5, which is like kind of right where I made the number. What are you going to do? I'm surprised Eager didn't hit you up, though, man. It's a lack of respect from
I know, especially, I was going to say, I wonder who, I got to find out who he's with.
Here's with the crew.
That we really needed that.
That was also very, very clear pass interference. But
yeah,
Ramsey's like ran right through James.
We're a little bit. We're breathing.
I got Barry Horse on with me in the fourth quarter, and he played KC money line second half.
Yeah, that seems like it was the right side, depending on. Yep. I'm shocked the Miami offense is this just awful all night. I mean, they weren't going to win the cover with 7 points.
He's not the guy, man. He's not the guy. They're going to face a tough decision because they're going to have to.
I don't know what you
do. It depends on the asking price, but like, he ain't the guy. I mean, granted,
what's your contract status?
It's coming up, right? I don't know what the fuck is going on. Maybe I'm out to lunch here. He already signed a 4-year deal, 30 million.
Oh, he already, yeah.
Million? Oh, that's awful. It's bad business, man. It's bad business.
Actually, though, you can get out of that. Wow.
I'm not the like front office NFL guy. Like, I need Eager on with a lot of these to walk me through what's dead money, what they can pay, and whatever. This is his current contract. All right, so he didn't sign the extension yet. Tua signed a 4-year, $30 million contract at the Dolphins.
That was his original deal.
His original one, total amount.
So,
yeah.
You could it's either franchise.
And it was all backloaded. It was basically all backloaded. So he's guaranteed $23 million for next season. And then they're going to have to decide what to do with him.
Hear me out. Justin Fields.
Why?
Huh?
Do they just want another quarterback who's not going to win them anything?
Put him in this offense?
Yeah, and here's what's going to happen. He's going to have the same problems he has in Chicago. He can't anticipate a throw. The guy has to wait for everyone to get open before he throws the ball. I don't know that he's going to learn it at this point. He hasn't learned it his whole life. Can the guy just anticipate a wide receiver coming out of a route and hit him before he comes to a dead stop? Yeah. Clueless better. Another great passer. LOL. At least he identified himself as a clueless better.
He gives you something on the ground. To his long carry of the season, 10 yards.
Yeah. You hanging around with me, or you got to take off?
No, I'm gonna jump. But
all right. Well, go Rams, man.
I was gonna say I will be rooting at home tomorrow. Maybe and I'll let you know if I see Dr. Eager.
Hashtag restore the poor. That's what I'm
restore it, baby. Restore it tomorrow. Stafford done.
Wait for those Lions fans, all of them who are paying $600 a ticket for nosebleeds to go home crying because Matt Stafford threw for 5 TDs and buried them.
File a credit card grievance against Peacock. See if I can get this $5.99 back.
What a
stick it to George.
What a shit. All right, Kanish, man. All right, Joey Kanish, everyone. Surprised he even showed up with the microphone tonight. That's a big plus relative to how he usually is doing shows. Quality of content goes downhill when Kanish is around, but it goes uphill when the man, the myth, the legend, Barry Horse.
That's debatable. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
Yeah, let me just turn down the audio. Not much. How are you?
You know what? I'm happy. I'm living life, enjoying playoff football.
Good way to be.
Counting down the days till the end of NFL season so I can get the hell out of this cold misery, travel a little bit.
Do you get like senioritis at the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's a long season. It's dark outside.
You're probably, by the way, you're probably going to be ahead of me on this. I'm probably like a minute behind, so don't worry about spoilers. It's probably not worth even me catching up.
So I rewound a lot to get into time with Kanish. My current clock says 14:45.
Okay. The penalty is like about to be called. It hasn't even been called yet.
Jesus
I'm way behind.
We got a big play to Rashee Rice. I know you're on the Chiefs money line second half, so
I'm on Chiefs big for the game and
nice.
Under for the game.
Nice.
Chiefs second and under second half. There's actually a big one. And all that said, about to sound like the most punchable douchebag humble brag, but honestly feels like I'm going to make like a 10th of what I should on it. I've been waiting for this game for like 6 years, like plotting. The OG Twitter followers will remember, but I'm highly convicted that Tua's not a real quarterback, and basically been waiting to bet against them in the playoffs against real defenses for my whole career. And figured, I don't know, I'm shocked how much it moved. Yeah, but I just really underbet it for my like basically decade-long conviction. It's like,
you know what?
we laid a bunch of like 3 minus 20, 3.5, and 4, and then mostly like in the 180s on money line on like Monday and Tuesday. And I was not planning to get like real CLV, like maybe like slightly decent CLV with Vig, but I did not expect like we'd be able to come back on like plus 200 at the end. So I kind of underbet it, thought, maybe we could lay something in the 90s or like around 200 the
Right.
last couple of days, and that just didn't happen.
Well, I don't want to talk about the like talk like the game is over, because there's still a lot of game to be played, and we got 13 minutes left. But it's funny how
I mean, Miami should be on 0 right now. One psychotic play. It seems weak.
Agreed.
You're right.
It feels over, but it's the NFL. You never know. Whatever. But it's funny how I think very similarly to you. But as bettors, as a bettor, it's like it's never enough for me. So like I'm just conditioned this way, where I always like I'll have a good week in the NFL and I'll be like, how did I not make more with this week? With my opinions and this and that. And I don't know if you're the same way or whatever, but I've had a lot of games exactly like that with you, where I'm super confident in one opinion, and for some reason or another, I just can't get myself there to like unload the amount that I should unload on that game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just get frustrated, and I don't know. It's hard to tell, because like really, if this game is going to get played again next week after watching all this, like it's still impossible to make it 7. I don't know. I really think with the state of where they are, before like doing anything with the matchup or like the factors of the game, just on team quality, I think Miami's whole team has just gone slashed to like, honestly, I feel like I'm being generous calling them like a plus 1.5 or something, something around there. I'm guessing you probably have them higher as most people, but I just like, I mean, Hill isn't even moving well. I don't think they're that good of a football team right now. And then I also think Kansas City's, when they let Mahomes run and like call good plays, I think they still play up to like a 5.5 or something. And I think this is big home. So maybe it should be 7. I don't know. But it's just annoying when like you don't think through the movement of the number well enough.
And then right now on a 3rd and 20, where Patrick Mahomes is throwing the ball away, Christian Wilkins takes a massive roughing the passer penalty. Honestly, this is a roughing the passer penalty. I don't know how that was in a hold on the left tackle on Donovan Smith. I have no idea there. But yeah, I don't know. To me, that's very clearly roughing the passer. It's a late hit. It's a stupid hit. The ball is out. I mean, it's why the rule is put into place. I know it looks soft, but it's a dumb move.
Do I need to be sweating anything for you?
Not of significance. Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, no.
Okay.
No, this is not where.
All right. Well, tell me if
I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing tomorrow that you're willing to say?
Yeah, no, I have something like always going on a game in some capacity. So let's see what tomorrow. I have some Packers Cowboys over, not at a necessarily good price, pretty much where the market is at right now. I have the Rams at good prices, both spread and money line.
Okay.
And good prices.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that on numbers. Yeah, of course. I can see that on numbers.
Yeah.
I was kind of looking, I don't know. It's going to sound completely idiotic, but I think pretty by far the biggest football game in Detroit in like 30 years. So I don't know. That feels like a bad subset to go against, but I agree with you on numbers for whatever it's worth.
It could be. What did Clyde Edwards-Helaire just pick up in yardage? What are they going to give him for yards? I have him over 4.5 yards.
Says 5 on ESPN. Says 5.
Okay, we got one. Over 4.5, baby. CEH. I agree with you in terms of like it could be the Rams walking into a hornet's nest, right? Like it's a massive game. But then I think back to like, not that it's at the same level because it's not, but Thanksgiving in Detroit, huge game. Packers walked in there, steamrolled the Lions. It's not like they haven't lost at home in front of like big audience. All right, you're in. Pacheco's in the end zone for you there.
Okay, that helps.
Yeah, this is 2 blowouts today. Not great football games today, I should say. Did you have anything with Houston, Cleveland?
No, I was kind of dying to bet Houston.
Yeah,
but
that's an example of that's an example for me of one of those games where it's like Captain Hindsight, but it's like, why did
second half? Honestly, I mean, I know it landed 21-0. That really didn't have to win because Houston really is going into into their shell when they're up multiple scores late. And if Cleveland wasn't like completely annihilated, dead in the game, who knows how they play that all? And it really was just like 2 boneheaded throws, basically. It didn't have to win, but yeah, 3 was probably too much. I don't know though. We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Yeah, I don't really like anything. I could kind of see what do you think Philly is right now? I know you go like heavy into like matchups and stuff, but like a +2, like what do you think Philly is? With the people who are going to play on Monday. Yeah.
Let me see. So like I have a very unique way of doing NFL.
I know this matters a lot less to you than me, but
it's hard for me to come up with that number. I'll tell you this, okay? I and this is not like a pat myself on the back type of situation. I have faded Philly a lot recently, and I've bet Tampa for this week as well. I don't think Philly is very good at all.
Yeah, I mean, two feels generous. I mean, I think when they were winning the highest, you probably could have reasonably made them. They had kind of a scammy win against Buffalo, and they were probably like a +5 by most people and the market there. And you could say 4.5, 5 for it, 5.5. All in there is like fair ballpark, but just on injuries, before even factoring like learning new things from 5 games, just on personnel, it feels like you have to take 2 or 3 off from there, which puts them at like just the players on the field are like a +2 right now or something like that. Which I don't know how bad Tampa could be. Tampa's bad too, but I don't know. If they're like a -1, that's still a good bet. If they're -2, it's like decent. It's not a loser.
So this is imperfect, I would say, for me, but like at their peak, I had Philly as a +6-ish, and that was around week 8, week 9 of the season. And now I have them as like a +1.
Yeah. It's kind of how they look. I mean, that's like one of the worst defenses. So to offset that, it's got to be like
they can't stop anything. James Bradbury is horrible. Like he looks like he's running in cement. Like when he's running out there.
Buddy, that Seattle game was insane. The whole fourth.
Oh my God, it's nuts.
The last drive.
And now I mean, and this is not even factoring in like the uncertainty of Jalen Hurts, who has not been throwing a ball right now. Like, this I don't know.
There is a super bullish report I saw, just to be fair, and just because I don't know if you saw that. I have no idea what it means. I don't know people with the Eagles, but it can't help.
I also don't like Tampa, just to be clear as well. If these teams had played other opponents in the first round, I probably would have ended up betting against both of them. But in this matchup, I guess I'm a little bit higher or lower relative to market on the Eagles than I am on the Bucs.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad watching Tua throw in these conditions, man. It's really sad. He just tried a downfield shot to Waddle. That was like fucking nowhere near.
I'll try to be polite, but it's sad watching him throw. Period for me. I don't know. I don't know what he's good at. I know plenty he's bad at, and there's stuff he's competent at, but he just looks like left-handed Garoppolo to me, and has for 6 years.
Yeah. Garoppolo could sling it though. Garoppolo had some arm strength. Look, more than Tua.
Yeah, they probably measure it. I know they do at the combine. Don't they have velo on one of these like next gen stats things?
They must, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Did you end up betting anything with Buffalo Pittsburgh? And if so, are the bets still active? Okay.
The ROI on time of going through and doing all those weird games by hand is like, if I'm lucky, if I'm like God and like amazing at this, I might get 10% ROI on that. So I'm making, if I'm like, again, amazing, 0.1 units by doing that for the amount of hours it would take for one game. I'm just going to go watch the golf or play golf. I don't know. I'll watch it at halftime and see if it looked materially mispriced. Did you?
I have some under and a lot of player prop unders. I'm not super happy about and I have some Steelers +10. I'm not very ecstatic with this move, and most of that's bet in regulated market because I have access to like pretty liquid regulated market where I'm at. PPH stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I would only take 10, but there's so many better games to bet in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, when you get extreme weather conditions and like both teams are relatively healthy, to me that just favors the underdog in a lot of the cases. Tua did make a good throw there. It hung up in the air for like a millennium, but yeah,
he still has another pick coming.
See, like I still have some that haven't been voided that I placed on PPHs, which I'm going to reach out to some people tomorrow and be like, hey, yeah, like this is going to I don't want to get free rolled, basically, is what it comes down to on some of these. Oh, man. I was on with Chernoff and Drew in the first half. I think we're going to plan like some sort of California golfing thing in late February, early March.
Good time to go. What part?
Don't know yet. I've never been to California outside of one day in San Fran in my entire life. So This is going to be a new experience.
All right, yeah. I mean, I think, but I grew up there and was there for 25 years. So if you need recommendations, let me know.
No, you got to make it out, man. You got to make it out.
Yeah, I'm down. Well, end of February is bad for me, but
okay, we'll figure out a time. We'll figure out a time. Are you scratch yet or what?
No. I'll probably get to like a 4 or 5 in these next 2 or 3 months, then not play for most of baseball, play a little in August as like an 8, and then not play most of football, and then come back and do it again. Is kind of the cycle I've been in for 5 years.
Yeah.
You?
I'll play as a 17, and then I'll tell myself I'm going to practice over the course of the winter to try to get myself to like 10 to 12, and then I won't, which I'm currently not doing. And then I will just play again and continue being a 17 and continue ingraining all the terrible habits that I have in my swing until it becomes impossible to fix.
Yeah.
God damn, Mostert just lost 3 yards on that catch there. Anyways, don't hold out high hopes for that.
What do we need receiving yards?
Yeah, over 5.5. He's at -3. Anyways, not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, that's my golf experience. I do love playing though. I just wish I had more dedication to getting better because I do enjoy it so much. But it's just hard, man. It's just really hard to get good at something and like commit to
without time. Yeah.
Without time. Yeah.
Yep. Completely. You have any other travel planned?
I'm going to Jamaica post Super Bowl.
Nice.
Almost.
I've never been.
Neither have I. I've done Costa Rica several times, Mexico several times, Antigua, St. Lucia, Aruba, but I've never done Jamaica. So this is like
St. Lucia looks sick. Did you see the new Cabot course there?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. St. Lucia is like
we're gonna try and go there next year.
It's very interesting. I loved it, but I stayed at the Royalton, which is the airport is at like the south tip, and the Royalton's at the north tip. Getting on that bus to go there, it was only like an hour drive or so, but holy fuck, the roads there are so dangerous. Even a couple days we left the resort and I had a private driver taking us around, and you literally will just see like cars hanging off of cliffs. I'm not exaggerating. There was one person we actually had to help who like they wouldn't move in their car because they were scared that any movement would take the car off the cliff.
It was like teetering like a seesaw.
Wow. Exactly, like stuck. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll
enjoy.
Right. The people are asking that you dish on the Bitcoin ETF.
ETF. The only ETF that matters is end of Fed. I have no dish. There's going to be 20,000 news stories completely out of all of our controls. We're 12 men in a room. We're going to make a decision, and if you structure your life around making guesses what those 12 men will decide, you're either going to lose or be committing felony. And so Bitcoin's going up forever.
Yep.
Hold all of it. As much Bitcoin as you can. You can't have enough. Mine Bitcoin by working your fiat prod. I mean, I don't know. If people, I don't know. I could go into like a more exact 2024 plan, but it's all just useless. It's going up forever. There's my take on the ETF.
Yeah, for me, I've always told people maybe I don't want to say I'm less bullish on you, but than you, but like maybe more conservative in my approach. But generally speaking, I think average cost in, at least get something, because over time I'm with you, up and to the right. Oh, they challenge. I didn't even realize they challenged this. This is a bad challenge.
Yeah. ESPN says incomplete.
Yeah, because it's not where the ball lands. I can't hear the commentators, but the ball was thrown forward and it bounced off the helmet of the player and went backwards. That's still considered a forward pass. Yeah, they're announcing it now. Not for your. I'm happy you're winning your bet, but I was hoping for better games today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this one. This one's kind of enjoyable for me, but hopefully
it hits different for sure when you bet the game and your team is winning wire to wire.
I mean, just for my ego, I have like 6 years of bashing this kid, saying he'll never win anything. So
yeah,
I kind of needed this one.
Well, I mean, if you're checking down on 3rd and 10 to a receiver that's completely covered, it's not going to go well.
Yeah,
4th and 16.
Everything. It's the processing. It's just a lot. I'm not a Wonderlic Maxi, but he doesn't see it.
I do remember when Tyreek Hill ended up with Tua, and he made a lot of comments about him throwing like a better ball than Mahomes. And I kind of been waiting for this one. I'm not.
I mean, he can spin it. I mean, he's a good point guard. He's just like, I dumb quarterbacks down to 3 groups. You can win a Super Bowl because of them. You can win a Super Bowl in spite of them, and you can never win a Super Bowl with them. And there's just a 0% chance he'll ever be in one. I mean, you can do the probabilities, but I don't even believe he's in Group 2 right now. So that's my analysis.
All right, I love that. Okay, so if this result holds, we need to see Buffalo beat Pitt. Like, we don't want an upset because I want to see the Buffalo KC game again. I really want to see that, and I like the idea of Baltimore, Houston, like CJ.
What do you think? What do you think Houston is? Again, I know we're different. You don't care that much, but like
I struggle with Houston. I struggle with Houston a lot because I think CJ Stroud is already very close to the elite tier. Personally,
yeah, who doesn't?
Even as a rookie. But I don't like the way that they coach games. I did like that they were very aggressive coming out today and they passed the ball, which is like not traditional for them. But I've gone on this rant many times, and it's not like 100% true, but I generally don't like defensive-minded head coaches. Like DeMeco Ryans, to me, when he has CJ Stroud, a lot of games he plays not to lose, rather than just letting your quarterback go and win you the game. And the coaching style just generally makes it close. So that's what I don't know. They're very reliant on explosive plays.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting against Baltimore because Baltimore does a very good job of preventing explosive plays.
Yep.
Now they played an easy schedule, but they do have a very good defensive coordinator. They have the extra time to prep. You have Stroud outdoors now instead of in the dome. Who knows what the weather is going to be? I think there's a lot of factors that are really going to favor Baltimore in that game.
I agree, but I'm trying to isolate and make sure we don't like double count stuff and like what they are. I mean, I'll see what the computer does to everything, but
yeah,
it's pretty hard to make them that much more than like a 2 or 2.5. Don't you think?
They're not that good, in my opinion.
Yeah,
they're not.
Okay,
the coaching will always limit
nice.
the ceiling. Yeah,
yeah.
To me, the coaching limits the ceiling.
I think Baltimore's a pretty king shit team. Like, I don't know. They have just 5 stars everywhere. I don't know what that makes them, but I can't really make them less than a 6 if I twist my arm, and I could make them like a 7 or 8 if I wanted to. So, and I think we'll see what comes.
For the latter half of the year, like since week 11 onwards, I've had Baltimore pretty consistently at a 6 or above.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, there's some skepticism around Baltimore because they played a pretty easy schedule of quarterbacks this year. They got quarterbacks at the right time. Like they got CJ Stroud in his first career game, week 1 on the road. They got Joe Burrow when he was injured. So there's like a lot of talk about that generally. But I'm with you. I don't see a lot of holes. They just have the fuck around and find out game in them, which you see every now and then. But I think it's a solid team all around. What was the score at the half here? Was it 19-7?
16-7. Yeah, I think 16-7.
Yeah, 16-7.
Yeah.
So you're up 10-0 second half. And on the money line.
Correct. Yeah.
I lost Travis Kelce unders tonight.
Would take a bit of a disaster here, but I have
it would
NFL in my life.
Bingo. I said it on Circles Off, the first episode we did of this year, but I will not. This year, you will not see me celebrate a win until the game is over. I've done this too many times in life. There's just too much downside. There is no way you're going to catch me in 2024 celebrating a win before it's over. That's my only New Year's resolution. People want to better their lives. They're like, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to exercise this amount a day. For me, I'm not going to celebrate my wins until they're over. That's my only resolution this year.
I support it strongly.
Five minutes and 20 seconds left. Dolphins get the ball at their 29. They're going to have to take shots here. They're going to have to take shots. I would just be worried about defensive touchdown for any unders at this point.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, even that looks strong though right now. Let's check the golf. Buddy, this is painful. I'm about to sound like a douchebag again, but I'm like paper trading the golf because I last time I bet golf really hardcore, 2021, and I don't know. I just knowing the returns I've gotten in other sports of like just paying so much attention for a ton of hours every week for the whole year for like seasons compounding. I kind of just wanted to fear what the golf would do. So I'm betting $5 a game right now. They're 8-1 this year. Another 2-1 today. This might be another high on the list of tilting things.
I tried golf. Generally speaking, like when I really put my mind to something, again, fine, I'll sound arrogant as well. I don't care, or cocky, or whatever. But if I really put my mind to something, I feel very strongly that I can get it done, or at least like put in a valiant
there's
effort.
some bad golf ones.
The golf market, like, I'm so far behind Rufus in golf, and he's shaping the majority of lines before they even come out. What is my hope to getting there? And in my opinion, like, it's just, for me, I've just come to the realization, or I'm accepting the fact that I just don't think I can ever profit off of that sport. Unless it was like a top-down approach of just like picking off good prices, right? Maybe you feel differently,
There's
but
some weird moves. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you're betting NFL, I think you figure that one out. No offense to, it's just, it's one person.
But how many people, like, putting out NFL lines is a completely different story. And the way that the market has the full week to and you can, everyone's going to interpret news differently, player injuries and whatever. That's different than, okay, there's one market making book or big book that everyone's going to copy for golf lines for the most part. Not entirely true, but they're going to put out numbers that were bet into. And by the way, this is all, I don't know this for a fact. This is all my opinion, cannot confirm or deny, whatever. But there's going to be someone who bets into that market before it goes live who's a lot better than me, in my opinion, at modeling the sport right now. So that, to me, just doesn't give me a ton of chance. If you tell me I'm wrong, I might give another stab at this. But that's the way I view it.
I mean, that's the best team I ever had was 2021 golf. There's just not much of a market for it. But with this Telegram, I'm kind of just curious if I put like 100 golf winners in here, say won like 5 or 10 units on 100 golf games, how much they would move, how much people could be followed. I just want to see what it would do, and see if there's like a business there as well. But we'll see. I don't know how followable they would be.
In another classic to a move, a 3rd and 10, he does check down. So we are facing a. I mean, listen, Spagnuolo's a great defensive coordinator.
He seems like such a nice kid. I kind of don't. I'd rather root against an asshole. Yeah. Who is the least likable? Who's the least likable quarterback in the league? Like, who's the one?
So easy. Russell Wilson. No.
Well, I was going to say Mac Jones before he got benched.
Maybe Mac Jones. Yeah.
Maybe Mac Jones is dirty. Like, he tries to kick players and shit when he's on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
First down? Yeah, first down. Who else is a really easy quarterback to root against?
I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo, because he's just like incredibly good looking and incredibly rich and just not good at all. Like
would you? I think before this year, Baker Mayfield would have been one.
Yeah.
But I think there's been like a complete turn on Mayfield in the public eye.
Yeah,
a lot of people are saying Mahomes, and I get the Mahomes comment because it's the same way I felt about Brady, but no. Deshaun Watson, sure.
What was the UCLA kid? Josh Rosen.
Oh, Josh Rosen.
Probably on a lot of people's lists.
He sucked, man. Josh Rosen was so bad. But yeah, like Mac Jones actually grabs balls. Like that's a different level. As a man, you just don't do that. Yeah. I know Aaron Rodgers. I get it. Same reason.
Someone typing in Nathan, I love you as a chatter, but Caleb Williams is just that is horrible. He hasn't even played a snap in the NFL. That is asinine. That's absurd. That's borderline embarrassing. Have you watched him play? He's a dog. Go watch that game against Utah last year, where he's literally limping down the field, carrying his team. Like no offensive line.
It's also like
sorry.
The way that kid treats people too is so good. Like people don't even know. And like contextualizing all this. I think that is mostly out there. I mean, the kid was making more than Lincoln Riley last year. The kid was making more than every single member of USC's faculty, like academic faculty last year, like the president, everybody. And it's just like a 21-year-old kid. I mean, I have kind of an experience of like doing pretty well. I think when I was literally 21, I still got a lot to work on, obviously. So hopefully this doesn't come across as it's like solved or I'm not working on stuff. But like, I look back on some of the things I've done and said in my life, and like doing that when you're 21 years old can be highly corrupting. So I don't know. I think he's handled it amazing, but
I think there's a lot of there's a few comments in the chat too about like the crying in his mom's arms, right? To me, that actually made him more endearing of a person. Like, yeah, exactly.
He's a really good kid, man.
He cares about winning. Like, he wants to win so bad. Like, that winning this college football, like, he was about to go on to into the NFL. He's gonna be drafted probably first or second overall, make millions and hundreds of millions of dollars, and all he cared about in that moment was doing well and making the NCAA playoffs. That's all he cared about. All he cared about was being college football players. That's it. And people are roasting him for that. That's just, anyways. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't watch a ton of college football. I don't know the personalities, but like, yeah, he was getting ripped on a lot for that situation. I don't know. I thought that was like human emotion. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Dolphins just keep picking up these fourth downs. They keep picking up these fourth downs, Barry.
As long as it takes time, it's fine with me.
Yeah. Yeah. You just don't want the deep shot that goes for a touchdown, basically.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate another pick just for the box score to point at, but I'm an asshole.
You need it. So he's 17 of 32 right now. You need him to finish below 50% completion rate. I don't know why I'm picking that arbitrary number, but it's nice.
I'm just going to take the Hill touchdown out of the numbers at the end.
Oh, that was
that's going to be my reality.
I lost about 3,300 on Tyreek Hill, no touchdown today.
He wasn't,
maybe
he's still not, dude. I don't know about you, because I was trying to do some math on that too. Like, I don't think he got a lot of like weird. He even missed a game, right? Like an entire game. He missed a half against Tennessee, I think. And there were other. I think he re-injured it again against Baltimore. Like he was rolling around on his ankle. He didn't play that whole second half. He hasn't been moving well. Basically, I think that Tennessee game is when it happened. And I was trying to price through because I don't know. This might sound delusional, but like if you think his replacement is, call it like Cedric Wilson or River Craycraft, like I think you could argue. So many people would disagree with me, but like I think you really could argue he's like close to 2 points over like River Craycraft or something in a full 60-minute football game.
Yep.
And I just think that shows up as like, yeah, he's amazing at those like in motion little first down guys that with the chains and stuff, but I don't know if that could ever be worth the winning. But he just creates like when he's on a touchdown every 2 out of 7 football games that no other human creates. There's your point. There's your 2 points. Like, and you know, if he's not moving well and his probability of getting one, sorry, there's a fly, getting one of those like 2 out of every 7 games, like crazy, only Tyreek Hill makes it touchdowns. His 2 points gets cut in half or worse. I mean, I really think it might be a 0 right now. It's just not a very good roster right now. It was 2 months ago, but
yeah.
They're not very good football players.
Fourth down, season on the line here. I would imagine they're going to target Tyreek. We'll see what.
It's a 2 air yards.
The Tyreek, and did he catch? No, he dropped it. It's out of bounds. Turnover on downs. Yeah. Someone wants to know if anyone's done a welfare. He's tweeting. G-Stack tweeted today. So recently, he's accepted the loss. I don't know why. Did you see the third down where Tua chucked it into the crowd?
Yeah.
I don't know why I found that so funny, but I found that so funny. That was just with that guy catching it in the crowd. He's like, fuck, I stayed here in this minus 20 degree weather. I caught this fucking ball. I got something out of this. So
yeah, this is highly uncompetitive football.
Yeah. Yep. Just don't.
I like the playoffs. I really like the basketball playoffs. I think it's like some of the same things. Like games just play so much. Like this is a game. There's just me gloating with hindsight. But like I really think Kansas City, when they're playing like shit for the whole year and like not letting Mahomes run and like arguably not calling their best plays. Maybe they're a +2 or +3 or whatever. I really still think when they empty everything out and give like their fastball like this game, I still think they can be like, what I mean, do you think a 4.5 or 5 is right? Like I really kind of think they're that. And if Miami's a 1, I really think this was like a 3-point home. I really think this game could have been 7. So it's good on numbers, but then additionally, like it's just I mean, obviously everybody knows, but it's such Kansas City's game.
Right.
And I just think there's so many of those in basketball where it's like, I get it on ratings. The number has to be what it has to be. Game 2 in a 7-game series is going to be very close to game 1, but some of them just played at like preposterously different numbers.
So this game is 19 points. I have no idea why Mahomes would still be snapping the ball.
Yeah.
With 3 minutes remaining. Houston did this today. They took out CJ Stroud and put in Davis Mills. But like, I don't know. I just don't understand why you would have any of your starting players on the field right now. Like none.
Yeah. They only have one timeout, I think, too.
Yeah. Miami's got one. Like it, you know, never say never. But if you have your backup quarterback and a backup O-line and a backup running back in and you just hand off 3 times, it's pretty much game over with a 19 points.
I would tend to agree.
The people are I've seen a few comments here from the Nails about why you are drinking honey.
Yeah, I don't know. I started doing it. I have it all measured out. So I do like half. I know 1 drop is like half a teaspoon, and I do it every 5 minutes in the game. So I get 12 half teaspoons. So I get 2 tablespoons, which is 34 grams of carbs or sugar. And I've just noticed it like it's like the optimal amount to be like perfectly engaged with like a quick digesting carb that like keeps me properly awake, no caffeine crash. I don't know. I like honey. I don't like coffee. I drink water and honey. I'm weird. I don't know. I have salt too. Sometimes I'm a freak. I like shake salt in my mouth.
Like, okay.
Electrolytes.
Now that's a little bit messed up.
I'll give you
that's a little bit messed up. Oh God. Oh man. I got to send you some nice like Newfoundland.
I mean, dude, these Sundays when you're going all day with a European game, and honestly, the Saturday is even harder. If you're going all the way to the Hawaii game on Saturdays, starting with the like big noon games. I mean, you're like paying attention to games the entire day for what, like more than 12 hours, 14 hours, something like that. So
I don't know what
I'm actually like pretty regimented on like diet, and then excuse me, also like what I'm snacking on during the games.
I can tell that because I'm diabetic, and you think the exact same way I do. When you're doing the carb or sugar conversion, like I was with you in that exact moment. I fucking love honey, but I can't have honey regularly because of the sugar. I try to keep my sugar intake down and whatever. But the salt thing, man, that threw me for a loop. Like that was just
it makes the honey taste better too.
That was just honey-ish. Like, but I've never seen that before. Yeah, I'm just I'm feeling like a snack. How about I just sprinkle some salt into my mouth?
Yeah, I love salt. I salt the shit out of my food. I have zero shame asking for salt at restaurants.
But that's not good, man. Now you're like not tasting the food anymore. You're just tasting salt.
It enhances it.
I like salt. I put salt on food, but my best friend, like he is just loading salt on. You can't taste anything, but everything that gets served to him is just like, I need salt. I need more salt. And it's like, I don't know. That's tough. It's tough. Oh man. Oh my God, we got a fumble. Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbled.
I think it was still behind you. My thing says 3rd and 7.
Well, it's on this play, and there's a minute and 8 seconds left here. Miami did recover it. Wow, this would be a bad beat for the ages.
Touchdown, onside touchdown.
That's what it'd have to be, right? Or if you played money line, a bad push for the age. No, they'd never go field goal, never in any circumstance. So that can't happen. Oh man. Oh God, I didn't
realize.
Pretty
pristine right now.
I did not realize the salt, what the salt motion could implicate as well. I did not although we already have me doing all sorts of stuff.
Well, you have my caption, my headline here under my name, wherever it is.
There you go. I didn't. Oh my God, the salt is too much. It's too much. I was really not expecting that to be real.
Yeah, I like it. I think Power is too. Although I don't know if they don't sponsor you or me.
Yeah.
So
whatever. Maybe at some point they will. We got the best sponsor in the business, Pinnacle Sportsbook. Can't recommend them enough, people. Cannot recommend them enough. You got anything to promo before this game is done? What are you doing now? You got a YouTube channel, something? Let the people know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I run like a business through the sports and everything with the Telegram. A lot of it's free. We'll see what baseball, how it's all going to look. Still sorting through that, but there's a Telegram. If you go to my Twitter, you can join. And then, yeah, probably there'll be more educational like Q&As about Bitcoin and stuff, but most will not have to do with 2024 price or, tradable things around ETFs that don't really interest me. It'll be more Bitcoin theory and philosophy and economics and computer science and cybernetics and anthropology and the stuff I like.
And of course, how salt and honey benefit the body.
Yeah, there you go.
Tua's actively trying to get players killed here now. Here's
like my walk-off honey squirt.
All right, Barry. Good. Yeah, you don't have to sell me. I'm very jealous. I actually am very jealous. I might start doing this as a thing now and just letting the people know I got the idea from you. But yeah, I got to keep the A1C in check, man. Got to keep the A1C in check.
I hear you.
All right.
Thanks for having me. Good luck the next 2 days.
Thanks for joining.
And the whole rest of the year.
Yeah, you too. Happy 2024. Good luck. Barry Horse, everyone. Great dude. Make sure you check out his stuff. If you go to his Twitter, Telegram link, you can join the group. Gives out picks in there. Keeps himself honest. Recaps after every single day. And he reads Frozen mustache is absolutely hilarious. Not a great day for football today. Well, I mean, depends on your prerogative. I'm certainly hoping tomorrow's first game is a blowout. Need these boys. Need them to come through. Appreciate all of you, the nails, who came through. Joined me in the chat over the course of the night. Very easy to get through these streams alongside all of you in your comments. It's very much appreciated. If you haven't smashed that like button, smash it down below. A reminder, back tomorrow night, hopefully after a Cowboys win. If it's after a Cowboys loss, I am going to be absolutely miserable watching the Detroit Lions and the LA Rams live throughout that game. Join me here, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'll give out some props, hopefully better than today. What are you going to do? Sometimes you have losing nights. Overall in the season, been pretty strong. Back here tomorrow. For myself, Rob Pizzola. For our guest tonight, Adam Chernoff, Drew Dinsick, the Whale Capper, Joey Kanish, Barry Horse, and my producer, Jason Sins Cooper. This has been another Forward Progress live watch along right here, part of the Hammer Betting Network, presented by Pinnacle Sportsbook. Everyone, enjoy your Saturday night, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow.